Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of the Saving Progress podcast. This will be the July 12th edition, I guess, and as always, I am your host, Northern Lion, and I have one very special guest. You might know him as...
You have two very special guests.
He was gonna do that in the introduction. You ruined it, Michael Fox.
Building a moment there. You want to drive the bus?
He was building suspense.
Okay, no, let's just restart.
You crashed the bus.
Fuck that, we're not restarting.
All right.
We'll do it live-ish.
Fuck it.
All right, so you obviously know Michael A.L. Fox.
That's me.
We used to be friends.
I pretty much ruined everything we've ever done together, including this.
And then our other guest, who is also very special, as I've been informed, is Josh Smith.
Hey guys, how's it going? I hope that I'm still your friend too, Ryan.
We'll see how things shake out over the next hour and a half or 2 hours or so.
Or 4 hours, depending on how long you guys podcast for.
So, of course, we're just here, you know, we're like three everyday dudes on the old YouTubes talking about things to do with the gaming industry that we're probably not qualified to talk about most of the time.
Yeah.
You know what? I would argue that most people aren't qualified to talk about anything, so I think it's okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mike Fox doesn't think that anyone's qualified to talk about anything. So.
We're here to entertain, not to...
we can. We're obviously well qualified.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we have a little bit of an admin note, so I'll pass things over to Michael A.L. Fox. Any second now.
Little bit of oh yeah, what was I gonna talk about? So we've been mentioning the forums for a while, and they're pretty much they're up, they're there. We'll put a link in the description so you guys can start coming on over. First, I just must warn, they're kind of like an alpha or beta stage. There's still gonna be a lot of stuff changing, but we decided, hey, let's open the doors, let people kind of settle in, and then maybe help us cultivate what kind of community we're going to have. I mean, there's obviously ideas, but you never know until people come in. So anyways, you can go there. It's forums.savingprogress.com. So again, I'll get Ryan to put a link in the old YouTube box, but if you're listening on iTunes or whatever, you can go to that address I mentioned, and it should be fun. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Take it day by day. That's pretty much... Do I have anything else to mention? No.
If you are listening to this on iTunes and you try to register the name Northern Lion as your forum name, I will send down the banhammer from space to just obliterate you and your entire family. I got to remember to start registering after this podcast. Finish this recording.
This is true. As well, I should mention one thing. You know, a few people have heard that the forums and stuff are in works, which is cool, and they're excited for them, which is great. One thing, though, don't ask to be a moderator or anything like that, because one, that's kind of annoying.
Hey Fox.
What?
I'm gonna stop you right there. Can I be a moderator?
You're actually you're gonna be an admin.
That's badass. I'm banning
Can I be a moderator?
I'm banning you, Northern Lion.
No, yeah, we're gonna ban
come
you.
on. Just make a subclass below normal users that doesn't have any permissions beyond responding to posts that say "fuck you, Northern Lion" or something.
Scum status.
Skid mark or scumbag.
And I can't use any vowels or something.
That is actually good. I think as a way to punish people, we could do that. No using the letter E, or no using certain words or something like that. That'd be fun. But yeah, don't ask for that stuff. And the reason to be a moderator, and the reason I say that is, one, forums are new. You know, we gotta kind of figure out what the heck the community is gonna be like, and how much we need to kick ass or punish people. You know, it's gonna be a fun time. It's not gonna be super strict, but at the same time, we don't want kids running around with their dicks out and stuff. So
that is the worst.
Yeah.
When I go to a forum and it's like that.
The cops start coming in, and next thing you know, you spend the night in jail.
Then the cops pull their dicks out, and you're like, "Oh man!"
And then the other
What do you do?
prisoners are pulling their dicks out. And
it just happens.
It's natural.
It's a
really.
slippery
If
slope.
only we hadn't made Cool Guy 69 a moderator.
With a name like that, how can you go wrong?
He said he was a cool guy.
69.
And he loves mutually beneficial oral sex. What's not to like?
He's pretty considerate, man.
Maybe that's why everyone's running around with their dicks out. They're looking for Cool Guy 69.
To 69 with. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that's the plan. At some later point, we're gonna be like, hey, we need some moderators, and we'll figure out how we're gonna recruit people. Just don't ask. We'll come to you, or we'll let you go through a process of coming to us.
Coming
or on us. I don't know, you know. Anyway,
In us,
so
you know, it
just
doesn't really matter.
just head over there, have some fun. Let's make this a sweet community where people are like, holy shit, those punks are smart. I want to be.
What do you think the over under is on somebody listening to this and registering Cool Guy 69?
Guaranteed now that you've just mentioned that.
It's gonna be like one of the first posts on the forum.
And then when that's taken, there's gonna be Cool Guy 6969. That's the next logical step. Maybe a couple like XX Cool Guy 69XX.
I
don't
might
know.
register Cool Guy 70 just to get in on it.
That's so meta.
All right, so I guess we'll get started with what our relevant conversation is.
Oh,
what
come
we've been playing
on.
this week. Let's start things a little bit differently. Josh Smith, what kind of video games have you been playing this week in the video game industry of video gaming?
In the video game industry, in the video game world, in the video game universe, I've been playing quite a few, actually. Well, I just finished up my Prince of Persia Let's Play. That'll be up the same time this podcast goes up, I think. But then I've also played like a couple smaller indie games. Home by Ben Rivers, which is like a 2D kind of horror game, side-scroller, is really great. It wasn't like as like pop out and scares the shit out of you scary, but it's more like just fucking creepy.
It's cool.
Yes. And I
I saw a lot of people in the comments being like, this game reminds me of Lone Survivor, and Lone Survivor was pretty cool, so maybe I'll check that out.
Right, yeah. I mean, Lone Survivor, you had like combat and shit in that as well. And this game is more exploration, kind of scary.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other game, it's honestly like a 5-minute fucking game. I just kind of found it on Reddit, I think. But it's called Disillusion, and it's by True Valhalla, and it's really kind of reminiscent of like the Knit stories or Knit, or like Within a Deep Forest. So it's just like ambient background, kind of like really great music and just side-scrolling action. But it's incredibly short. I mean, the dude made it in like 72 hours. It won some sort of like prize for doing it that like short or something like that. But yeah, it's
Cool Guy 69 award for doing it short.
Yeah, but no, it was a really fun game, and I enjoyed it a lot. But I also just started playing, and I know that you're familiar with this, Tiny and Big and Grandpa's Leftovers.
Yeah, Tiny and Big.
Yeah, so I just finished up just before actually recording this, like the tutorial level and the first level, and I'm really looking forward to it. I like the art style and like a lot, and the humor in it. It's kind of funny, and just kind of like, I don't know, boosting rockets on every fucking thing in the world and just launching them everywhere is kind of a good time.
See, I think you're a smarter guy than I was, because for everyone who's not familiar with Tiny and Big, I did a video on it like a little while ago. It's like a physics-based platformer / puzzler, sort of, and you have like these 3 tools at your disposal. You have a laser that can cut through structures, and you have like a hook shot that can tow structures. You can like pull them down and move them out of the way. And then you have this rocket that can like attach to structures and then propel them away to kind of like clear your path and make your way up this structure or around the structure. Anyway, when I was playing through it, I didn't use the rockets like at all. And then I was just using the laser and the tow cable for everything. And then someone was like, if you hold right bumper on the controller, like the rocket continues to propel. All I thought it was like you shot the rocket and then it did like a little explosive damage.
Oh no, man, that thing like carries on fucking forever. It's great.
Yeah. And that suddenly the game became much, much easier for me having this third tool at my disposal.
Right, yeah.
Did you just pick that up on Steam?
I did pick it up on Steam. It was $10, which is going to be pretty shitty if like the Steam sale is actually tomorrow or today, whenever you're
I was
listening.
just gonna say.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna definitely kick myself in the ass, but whatever. I started like
$10.
running out of video games to do like Let's Plays on, so I might be doing that. But yeah, it's a really fun, like quirky little game that I really enjoy. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not always like, I mean, the controls are tight, especially like when moving around and jumping, like platforming, but I am having pretty big troubles like doing the laser and like the cut for that.
Are you using like a 360 controller?
I am
or
using the
mouse and
360 control, yeah.
Okay.
And so just kind of like trying to rotate it on like that, I guess like 360 degree axis is just like, I don't know. It's
just call it an access.
Yeah, axis. I'm gonna access my fist into your ass if you talk again.
Don't you dare.
Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Lube it up first.
But yeah, no, it's a fun game, regardless, and I'm probably gonna get used to that. So whatevs. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, agreed. It's a good game. The only thing, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it is quite short.
Okay.
Which is the principal concern that I think that most people had with it. Like, there's only like 5 or 6 levels in the entire thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's cool. It's well worth it for $10.
Right, definitely.
And that's it. That's your week in video games.
No, actually, well, aside from like me being able to play Payday the Heist with you guys, yeah, that was
right.
It. Payday, I really enjoyed. I mean,
Oh.
I enjoyed the company. I think more than like I enjoyed the game. I will say, but no, it's like it's a heist game, and as soon as you hear the words like heist video game, you're just like real fucking pumped up for you. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be like, you know, you and your buzz, you're gonna fucking rob a bank, and it's gonna be really cool. And you do it, and it's like that kind of premise, but what the fuck? There's like waves and waves of cops, and just a complete. It's not as realistic as I kind of wanted.
Hat shot.
Yeah, and not even the physics are realistic. Shoot some dude in the head, his hat flies off 20 feet in the air.
Yeah, not to like let the cat out of the bag, but there will be some Payday the Heist videos going up on my channel. Between like Josh, Mike, and myself, we played probably like an hour and a half the other night, so we're gonna put those up. But yeah, I agree with you that Payday the Heist, it's basically just like a man shooter with this like heist aesthetic wrapped around it. I really wish they'd done something like, because it's a little bit class based, but I wish they'd done more class based stuff where you could be like, you have every heist movie there's like the tech guy, the guy who can like hack into his computer and like turn all the traffic lights to red or something if he wants to, and they've always got like the Eastern European muscle guy. And I wish like we had that and like some kind of brains of the operation. That would be cool.
You kind of want it to be like I want it to be as well, like the Joker heist from Batman.
Yeah,
That's what I was just
true.
gonna say, because I would kill you guys.
Right,
Oh.
exactly, yeah, and that would be just so much more badass, because like obviously there wasn't cops flying everywhere. There was like a neat, there was a driver that like plowed through the whole like building, and kind of like zip lining down through, and I don't know, it's just like everything about like that like heist scene is what I wanted out of the game. Clown masks included.
Yeah, well, we got the clown masks.
Yeah, so we got
And
we're
dinosaur masks.
part way there.
Yeah, and the dinosaur masks. And the Santa mask, I think, if you bought the game before Christmas.
Unfortunately, I did not.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Noted.
yeah. That's the games that I played. What about you, Ryan?
Well, let's ask Michael A.L. Fox.
Oh
first.
yeah, fuck it.
Please.
Here we go. I actually quit playing games for the rest of my life.
Oh, good. That's a relief.
You're well qualified.
Okay, no, I've been playing just a handful. I didn't want to spread myself out too thin. Spelunky has been getting a decent amount of my attention, and I am loving it a lot.
Yeah. Let's talk about Spelunky for a bit. So we all have experience with it.
Yes.
Me and you mostly through the Xbox version. I think Josh played the PC version for a while.
Correct.
So how deep are you into Spelunky right now? Get it? Because you're like descending.
God damn
That was actually not very good.
That wordplay was pretty low.
I feel my interest in this conversation falling pretty quickly.
That was pretty good.
Anyways, I've just recently been on the ice caves or whatever. Like
Okay,
I got
yeah.
through the jungle. My last video, it was like probably 2 or 3 times where I was within 5 feet of getting through the final door on level 4 of the jungle, and like I just made these really ridiculously dumb mistakes. I think the last time I did it, I just like clobbered myself in the face because you play through the levels and you're just doing so well, and then you make one innocent simple mistake. But I mean, that's good. That's what I like about it, because it's like it's slightly difficult, but again, I think
it's more than slightly difficult.
well, yeah, it's difficult, but I mean, like, you're always to blame. I've never been like
Yes.
stupid game. Like
Right.
it's very fair in that regards. So yeah, I've made it to the ice levels, but I'm working on getting all the items so I can build the shortcuts. I don't know if anybody's familiar hasn't seen this game yet, but if you haven't, you should definitely go play the free PZ version if you can, or spend the $15 for the Xbox Live Marketplace version, which is like an updated version. The original one's back from 2008, I think. And so updated graphics.
Can you go back to like the original graphics, or is it all the
No,
new kind of
no.
stuff? Okay.
And yeah,
Unfortunately, yeah.
somebody was saying like it'd be sweet if they did kind of like a retro switch, which they did on one of the Curse of Monkey Island games that's on Xbox Live. You could actually do a switch. You even get an achievement for switching back to the old graphics, which is
Yeah, they did it for a few games, I think. I know like some of the arcade games. I know when Xbox Live was first out, fucking Frogger, I downloaded that shit for like 400 points, and that had like the retro like graphics, but then you could use like the new HD enhanced graphics as well.
Oh, the old days of Xbox Live Arcade.
You remember?
We're like 500 points for a game that came out 25 years ago and wasn't really all that good to begin with. Sure, why not? It's amazing that I can buy games online now.
Yeah, but then you can start referencing the Seinfeld episode where George Costanza like masters the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, yeah, and he's like the IRL Frogger little
Yeah.
scene.
It was great. I like that. Some good cinematography there.
Right.
I don't know. I've never seen Friends.
Joey.
Yeah, but it's always
I-
nice to see that kind of like if a developer kind of does that. That's just like an extra little charm, I guess, to it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it would have pleased a few people, but even still, like I think aesthetically it looks great. It's simple. There's a lot more depth to it than you would think. Like the first few times I was playing, I was like, all right, this is a pretty simple concept, whatever. And then on the videos I have put up, they're like, dude, if you take this special item and then you put it there, and then you do a reverse triple tuck, and then you take your dog and you put it, and I'm like, holy shit, how did these people find this stuff out? Like, there's a lot behind the game that is definitely not obvious. So it's I like that a lot. It's kind of cool that they just don't, show you how to do everything, and so it rewards you. The more time you put into it, the more you get out of it. So
Right. I think
So
it's
you've talked about the shortcuts a little bit. You've opened up the shortcut from the caves or the mines to the jungle, I assume.
yes.
Did you open up the one from the jungle to the caves?
The ice caves?
The ice caves, yeah.
No, and that's what I'm working on currently. I've got the first set, like, because you have to get
Yeah.
the three things. So I did the first one, and I probably could have done all three in the last video if I wasn't such a moron. But that's
What I will say, without spoiling anything, is that so I've got the shortcut from the mines to the jungle. I got the shortcut from the jungle to the ice caves. The shortcut, the item he requires of you for the shortcut to open from the ice caves to the 4th level, which is the temple, is fucking stupid hard. Like, as soon as I found out about it, I found out through someone leaving a comment on a video. I was like, God damn it, that's gonna be like 10 videos of me trying to do that.
Oh, I think I read that comment too. Yeah, I would like to talk about it, but I'm not sure I want to spoil it. So
Yeah, we'll wait it out, I guess. But
we'll wait it out. But yeah,
suffice it
because
to say, the shortcut to get from, like, the first shortcut you open, the first time you go to him, he's like, hey, I need 1 bomb. And then you give him a bomb and go on your way. He's, I need 1 rope. Now I need $10,000. And you're like, okay, that's not so bad. The
Yeah.
second time he gets a little bit more dickish. And the third time you're just like, oh, fuck you, Tunnel Man.
isn't the one item though? It's like it's not available in that level.
Correct.
You have to go,
carry
like,
it
all
for
the
a
way
long
back.
time.
Which is fucking hard. It's hard enough getting through just the mines or just the jungle or just the caves, but getting through the mines and the jungle and the caves, all while like carrying an item that may
Yeah.
or may not help you offensively or defensively is like, that shit's cray cray.
But still,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
the
like
thing
something
with
that you like
Spelunky.
have to do, which is cool. I mean, you don't have to get all like the secret. I mean, you're gonna need to get
No.
like 100% or whatever. But like to beat the game, you don't need like the checkpoints and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It is true. It's all at your own leisure. But
And people have mentioned that it's probably easier to beat the temple, or to beat the game, I guess I should say, because I don't know if the temple is the absolute end, but it's easier to beat the game if you start at the mines, just because, yeah, you'll probably have a lot more runs where you die, but you also have that, 5% chance to amass some, seriously cool items that are really going to help you out. And also, if you rescue a damsel on, every floor, you could have, 10 hearts by the time you went down to the temple, as opposed to starting with 4 at the start of the
Exactly,
temple.
and you
Yeah.
have more opportunity to get all the different gems and blow up some bullshit and just all kinds of opportunities to just enhance yourself. I mean, it's like starting Isaac off if you were just starting the womb or something. I mean,
Yeah,
you're basically
exactly.
fucked. So you have to start from the beginning and acquire all the good items, and then you kind of work your way to the end.
Yep, I agree with that so far. I'm doing it piecemeal, doing one section, just to learn enemy types and shit like that. Because otherwise, I would have this amazing run and then just get down there and die.
Yeah, just fall down a fucking cliff.
Exactly. Be
So
what's
much-
up with this Egyptian god here? Oh, what's up with this squid alien thing? Oh, I'm dead. But yeah, Spelunky, really good time so far. It's a lot like Isaac, or I guess any other roguelike, Dungeons of Dreadmore comes to mind, that a lot about the game is deliberately kind of hidden or incomprehensible at the start, but then you die, on something 10 times or something, and then you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. This is how I do that, and eventually, like, all that knowledge comes together, and you can have a chance of having a successful run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great game. I'm loving it. I'm loving the community that's like playing it and talking about it. It's just like a fun game all around.
General consensus seems to be that it's almost 100% lock for that version to come to Steam as well.
I hope so.
That's cool. I mean, I would very much want to see them do that. I mean, just for their own benefit, I'm sure they'll make a decent chunk of change on that,
Yeah,
and it'll make people happy.
One thing that I want out of that version is some online multiplayer.
Yes,
that's the biggest gripe, I think. And people have been saying, like, because they see both Ryan and I are doing videos on it, they're like, dude, is this going to be on Spa,
right,
Saving Progress Arena or whatever, or are you guys going to play together? And like, both of us are like, well, shit, yeah, we would, but it's only local, so maybe there might be an update down the road, which would be cool. Or if the Steam version has online, I would even go and get that one just to play that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
Because for $15, it's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about this version of Spelunky is you have these like two different camps, where one camp is like, why would I pay $15 for a game that's free on PC?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other camp is like, please release this on the PC so I can pay $15 for it.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I guess different people have different opinions, but as someone who didn't really spend a lot of time with the free version of Spelunky, the Xbox arcade version is definitely worth $15. You'll get more than your fair share of entertainment out of it for that.
Yeah, if you've never played the series, I mean, even if you have played the series, I mean, I would probably spend $15 on it, but I am waiting out for the PC version if there is one. But what would actually push me like over the edge if like it came out day one with online multiplayer, it would be like without a doubt in my mind I would buy it. But
yeah, absolutely. I think it's a big misstep not to release it. The way the studio kind of, I'm not sure if it was actually Derek Yu who said this, so I'm not going to attribute the quote to him, but the way the studio made it seem was like, well, we could either, this version's been in production for like 2 years. They're like, we could either release it in 2 years without online multiplayer or release it in 3 years with online capabilities. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, that just sounds kind of like marketing spin to me, because I don't think it takes a year to get good net code in your game and make that work. But who knows? I mean, I assume they know better than I do, but...
Hey, man, London 2012 couldn't do it.
True, and Bellator MMA Onslaught. What else have you been playing this week?
I was gonna say, well, I briefly mentioned we played a bit of Bellator, which people saw, and people were like, I feel shitty because a lot of time when I play games with you and they go online, like I typically lose at them, but like.
No.
It looked a lot worse. Like, I'm not sure how it felt for you, but the lag was pretty bad on my end at least. And even when it looked okay, sometimes there seemed to be delay in the controls for me. So, not sure what was up with that. But
I mean, there were sections of that video where it had to be lag. Like, I would get on top of you. There was one section where I was just on top of you and just like punching you in the face the same way over and over. While you were telling a story, and I was like, there's no way that this can be like he doesn't know how to block or do anything with his controller.
There would be like moments where it would actually just kind of like the characters would disappear for me for like 2 or 3 seconds. And then next I'd just see you kind of like mid-air suplexing me down on the ground, and then like my neck would snap in half, and I'm like, well, so much for that. Like, but I'd like to try it kind of locally against someone other than the computer and see how it fares. But really, it's not an in-depth kind of MMA game. It's pretty shallow. I wouldn't play it seriously like I would EA MMA, which is a lot more robust. But it's still, I don't know, maybe if you're drunk and shit, it's an okay game to play.
That's not too much of a far fetch from like our group of friends.
True.
It is true. We would make a drinking game.
The game is bad, and when people watched it, they were like, "This is horrible. Like, this is way worse than you say it is." But there's just something fun about like knocking a dude flat out, like with one satisfying punch. But I mean, the game as on the whole is bad.
This
8
is why
fighters, no depth to like the grappling and like submission system. Very little depth to the striking system, and I don't know. 90% of the game seems like tutorial to me. There's like those 2 basically quick play modes, and then there's just a bunch of tutorials.
This is why I want you to get EA MMA, And then
Maybe I'll get EA MMA 2.
actually, that's probably. I think they're actually staggering EA MMA and the EA Fight Night or whatever. They're
They're
gonna
Undisputed or the boxing game.
the boxing game where it's
Oh,
like
okay.
2010 they'll do boxing, 2011 they'll do MMA, 2012 boxing. Kind of stagger it like
makes
that.
sense. There's probably a lot of overlap in those audiences.
Yeah, and well, even still, because like not a whole lot changes in like a year's time between, other than kind of roster and stuff. I mean, the technology behind the games, isn't gonna change too much. I wouldn't think so. But
Yeah.
anyway, so there's that. What else? Oh yes, stupid game called Binding of Isaac. Stupid. You people probably have seen at this point, I hope, the Isaac 101 lesson so far that you've given me. And people have been saying that it's probably going to screw me over because they think you suck at the game for whatever reason, which I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, you
Well, a
seem
lot of the feedback so far has actually been like, wow, he's way better than you were when you first played the game.
which is probably true. I mean,
It is true. I mean, it's hard to gauge on one run, but people are like, Northern Line's first run was only 13 minutes and Mike's is 17 minutes. Oh my god, this is amazing.
He's the chosen one.
Some guy was like,
deliver
there-
everyone from Northern Lion's clutches.
there are still people that are like, dude, you suck. And I was like, whatever. Like, I know in the grand scheme of things, like relative to other people who've been playing this for 100 hours, yeah, I suck. But then I was like, Neo didn't make the jump on the first time. Nobody
That's
does.
true. Think
was-
about Neo, guys.
I really loved that analogy.
Well, it's pretty much the same thing. But
That
no,
is like
I
our
actually-
fifth Matrix analogy on this series.
I love it. It's good. We should watch it all together.
All right.
Yeah. All right, come on over this weekend.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Are you listening to this? You can come too. Don't come to my house.
I'm coming next weekend, dog.
You guys can come hang out with me. I don't care.
I don't want to do that.
Nah.
All right.
But no, I really enjoyed Binding of Isaac, and it's cool to play that and Spelunky at the same time. Feel pretty similar kind of game style for me, anyways. And they're just both great games, and I don't know. So
We don't need to talk too much more about the Binding of Isaac, but I just wanted to point out that 2 new versions of the game have come out in like the past 2 days. So for anyone who's listening to this, Polaroid mechanic is basically fixed, so it's not so rare and thus impeding your progress. And I don't know what else happened. I think there were other glitches that got fixed out or anything, or something. But anyway, continue.
Oh yeah. Also, people were saying like that you should teach Nova how to play Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Sarcasm.
So people, the Binding of Isaac 101 series is just gonna be Mike Fox and myself, like 99% odds on that. But people keep saying like you should talk to Nova. You should talk to Nova. He's a busy man. I can't just like go and like knock on his door or something. It's not like we live in the same house or like I have his cell number or something. Like I am about 1/10 the size of Nova's channel, and I can respond to like 10% of the requests that I get in YouTube messages or emails or tweets and stuff like that. So I feel for this dude. I'm not going to harass him, and I don't want other people to harass him. Just know that this Nova thing collaboration is probably not going to happen.
Instead,
you
you
go.
get me. No, just kidding. I played Binding of Isaac for a little bit, like when it first came out, but I mean, I didn't stick to it. But I don't know. It's a good game.
Because you're not a prodigy
Yeah,
like
it is
me.
a good game.
I like how that and Spelunky are just kind of they're roguelike in nature, except more action oriented, and I feel that is kind of a market that really needs to kind of flesh itself out because it's really neat, it's really interesting, just kind of like the same kind of levels again, but just being able to be different every time, like every run is going to be just something new, it's something exciting. So I don't know. I just want that to happen more often. I want to see more.
We
games
should
like
make
it.
a game called the tying up of Plinky.
Yeah. All right.
Plinky's Descent. No.
I'm with you so far.
And so
that's
what
all I
it
got.
is there's a dude and he's tied up and his name is Plinky.
That's
And his mom, actually no, his dad throws him off a
there
cliff.
we go. There's the hook.
Yeah, his dad throws him off a cliff, and so like he's falling, but like every time you play it, it's a different cliff. So maybe a bird attacks you one time, and then maybe you're falling, you hit a tree branch. Yeah, I think we could run with that.
Hold
And-
on, I just got a phone call from Zynga.
Surprise twist: his dad is Gandalf the White.
I mean,
Yes.
this plot sounds kind of like Tekken. Like his dad throws him off the cliff, and then at the end he has to fight a dragon or something. I can't remember.
I don't know. I'm not familiar.
You guys aren't familiar with the Tekken mythology?
No, I guess I'm not. Sorry. Maybe you could
$10.
tell us more about it in this dragon.
$10 says if we started up a Kickstarter, we'd have like 100 grand by tomorrow morning for this game.
The tying up of Plinky?
Yes.
Yeah.
People,
100
there are
grand.
people that would buy it, even if it's absolute shit. They'd be like, "Oh yeah." Anyways,
I'm pretty sure we would need like $200 trillion to cover our legal costs.
Nah.
no, just hire your dad or whatever.
Yeah, the president of Canada.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Hey, Mr. President, can you get me in contact with Nova? I want to do this video with them. Anyway.
Other games, pretty much the usual stuff. Obviously, been dabbling a little more on Kerbal. That's going well. I'm learning. I'm gonna land on Mun some more.
Has Northernland landed on Mon yet?
Not even
Hey,
close.
shut your mouth.
He's scum.
People like they come to my videos and they're like, make fun of Ryan. Like, dude. And people. Okay. Also for people that are like, because they see the Isaac 101 and they're like, oh, you should do a Kerbal 101, but reverse it. That's probably not gonna happen. And the reason for that is it's a little more technically difficult to do in terms of like swapping video files and
Yeah,
stuff
definitely.
like we do that. And also, I think Kerbal is a little more straightforward, and you kind of just want
I
to go at your...
disagree.
Well, it's not. No, I don't mean straightforward in like easier, but I mean straightforward in like you kind of figure this shit out on your own, and once you figure it out, like that's sort of it. I don't know. It wouldn't be too much for me to be like, oh, do this and that. Plus, I don't know everything yet. Like, I'm not a master by any means.
I hear I have to hit M to open my map.
M is your map, and you want to...
I should turn SAS off when I break the Earth's atmosphere and then rotate 90 degrees to the left or something.
Yeah, use the little ball indicator shit. You want to go like to the left and go right around 270 degrees. But you only turn SAS off when you're turning, and then you turn it back on. It'll stabilize your craft. And then same thing when you're turning. Turn on your RCS thrusters because they'll make actually maneuvering 10 times easier.
Do you have to? Is that a module you have to attach?
Yes. Basically,
Okay.
First you'll have the RCS fuel tank, which is kind of like it's about the size of the SAS modules.
Okay.
And there are the RCS thrusters. They're kind of like these little things, probably a bit bigger than like the size of your hand or something like that. So I like to place 4 symmetrically around kind of like the top portion of my ship, because usually that's just like a single column of rockets and all that stuff. So that's more than enough to actually, because you don't use that stuff when you're in the atmosphere. You might turn it on to help keep your ship a little stable. The SAS modules will automatically control that. But
Okay, cool.
you can manually use that stuff too, but you have to turn off the SAS. So they basically they help you.
You turn off the SAS.
Oh, this guy.
I don't appreciate your back talk, mister.
But I mean, there's a lot of like, I mean, I'm still learning stuff. Like people, just in terms of optimization, like I can get to the moon pretty easily, but there are ways to conserve fuel and all that crap, and just your approach and making use of orbits, forming certain orbits and retro burns and all that shit. Like, it's a fun game, but I think it's a lot of it you like kind of learning on your own and not having somebody necessarily tell. I mean, I don't know.
I agree.
So anyways, yeah, people just enjoy Ryan kind of discovering this stuff. Maybe he's not gonna discover it as soon as I am, but he will. He's a smart guy. Like,
It's not true.
well, yeah, he's pretty dumb.
I'm
And
all about the big fuck yous. Like on one of my videos, people were like, "Northern Line's never." I got like 100,000 meters up in the air, and they're like 100,000 meters. The moon is 12 million meters away.
It's
You're never
it's
gonna make
11
that.
million,
So on
man.
the next video, I just attached like a fuckload of jets, and then when my thing eventually ran out of fuel, it was like 14 billion meters away. I mean, I was orbiting the sun, so that wasn't really where I meant to go.
Yeah.
But It was like, yeah, did like double middle fingers, like suck on that. Like, how do I aim?
Honestly, like it's pretty easy to do, but
What I need you to do is next time you go to the moon, drag like a thick steel cable with you, and then attach it firmly to the moon's surface. And then I will just put my rocket with like a little like fish hook or like a fish eye, and around the cable, and then that can just guide me straight to the moon because I've got enough power to get there.
we just climb it.
That's possible too. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, once you're away from the atmosphere, all you just have to do like, pull a bit, and then you'll just
Hope
kind
I
of
get
go.
to the moon base before my oxygen runs out.
Oh, yeah, hold your breath. That's the challenge.
Or 12 minutes, like, what would that even be, like, 12,000 kilometers?
It's 11 million meters, but
11 million meters. I can't do this. It's like 11,000 kilometers?
something like that.
Straight
No,
up?
it's 100.
That can't
100
be
pieces
right.
of candy. That's like 1,000,000 pieces of candy.
It's like 3,000 kilometers from here to Halifax, Nova Scotia. You telling me I'm almost at the moon?
Yeah.
No, it's probably like 110,000.
All right, you might be right.
Yeah. This is
been a
why
while since
I'm
I've had to
successful
use-
and you're not. You're doing your
It's
math.
been a while since I had to use SI units. I mostly deal in Imperial.
Anyways, it's a good game, but yeah, probably not going to see like me teaching you, just because I also don't really feel right, because there are a lot of people doing stuff that are way smarter than me with that game, that are actually like astronauts and shit. So, whatever.
Jeff Osborne?
Jeff Osborne, Josborne, he probably thinks he'll be good at the game, but he's not. He's awful at video games in general.
That's true.
He plays like one a year, dude. That's pretty good.
I think last year he played.
Arkham,
People are
didn't he
not
say
going to
Batman
understand.
Arkham Asylum or something?
People are not going to understand this Jeff Osborne discussion until they watch the Payday videos.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good though. Yeah, last year our mutual friend Jeff Osborne played Batman Arkham City. The year before that he played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and the year before that he played Batman Arkham Asylum.
So, yeah, he's got it pretty
Dude
down.
loves third-person action games.
That and then Super Smash Bros.
Right, just hours of Super Smash Brothers.
He's actually pretty good at that, though, isn't he?
Nah, he's good trash.
Oh, whoops. What about
Like,
Mario
I'm the
Kart?
only person he can beat because I've probably sunk like 20 minutes into Super Smash Bros. My entire life. It's just not my
He's a
thing.
total scrub. He's just a Kirby asshole.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
fair.
What a cheap bitch.
Anyways, I think that's pretty much like what I've been playing. Again, I didn't want to spread myself out too thin, so we'll see if Steam sale, maybe we'll talk about that later. But I might be picking up some games if it's gonna hit the street. So, anyways, let's move on to Ryan.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, my good buddy?
Not that much, I guess. I'm playing a little bit of Wrath of the Lamb since the update came out. That makes me not want to kill myself and everyone I've ever known and loved. London 2012, I continue to play a little bit of that, and you and I played a little bit of that last
yes,
night,
I forgot
and the
to-
video's gone up.
Yep.
Okay, so we should talk about London 2012 briefly. Obviously, this is the official video game of the Olympic Games. I think both of us basically went on record as saying, like, this game is not good, but surprisingly not terrible.
I mean, it's probably the best Olympics game I've ever played.
We need to add a caveat to that.
How many
as has
Olympic
been
games have you played?
I
of
used
them,
to.
man.
I played a few actually, probably 2 or 3.
Athens 1874. It's great. The only two events were discus and institutionalized rape.
What about the naked run marathon?
That's the discus.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we need to add a caveat to that, because as people have pointed out, we were both playing the PC version, but we were playing with Xbox 360 controllers.
Yep.
If you're playing the PC version without an Xbox 360 controller, it has some of the worst controller mapping I've ever seen in my entire life. You know how the Xbox 360 controller has buttons like A, B, X, and Y?
Yes.
On the PC,
A, B, X, and Y.
you use A, B, X, and
No,
Y.
they didn't do
Yes,
that. They
yes.
did not fucking do that.
They did.
A-B.
So if you don't have an
Okay,
Xbox
wait, let me
360
put my hands
controller,
on my keyboard.
Yeah. Like, what fingers are you guys using to press those?
I got my middle finger on A and my middle
Yes.
finger on Y, and then my
Yes.
pointer finger on X and B.
correct.
Middle, X. Wait.
I mean, I guess you could throw the ring finger in there if you want to get a
No,
little
no.
challenge going
All right,
on.
so middle finger.
Only when she's
yeah,
loosened
yeah.
up.
All right. Is that are they only like 4 buttons? You don't have to control or anything.
Well,
you have to press
usually
the
you
mouse?
only have to
I guess you
rely
have to use
on
your
like
mouse as
A, and then. But the big thing is like setting your angle for certain things. Like, how the hell do you do that?
I have no idea. I'm guessing it's a click and a drag.
That is horrendous.
But in any case, also people were like, the menus don't change, so like when it gives you the tutorial for an event, it still has like the Xbox buttons.
Oh,
And
come on.
so people were pretty understanding because I said that I played it with the controller, but they were like, you should really make sure that people know that you should not buy this game if you don't have an Xbox 360 controller on your PC, or buy it on a console. But yeah, so there is that. But apart from that, London 2012 is sort of quarter decent.
It looks good, like graphically. It's got
I agree.
some good stuff going on. I think most of the events are pretty straightforward once you actually get into them. And for me, it's like I need to do the tutorial just to like get the flow of it. That's why
you get like a practice event as well. So
it's like in Mario Party. You never just go right into the game. You always have to have the practice thing. So
yeah,
exactly.
And that's basically what this is. This isn't a sports game so much as it's a mini game collection. But I think it's okay. Baffling PC port. Just seems like they just took no time with it whatsoever. And I'm glad people pointed that out. Otherwise, we would have no idea because we're using. I mean, when you load up the game, it gives you like a big screen that's like fucking gamepad recommended, asshole. Don't mess with us.
Fucking game. I want to make that game. And do that exact phrase on it.
By tying up a Plinky.
Plinkies.
Yeah, we're going to put it in Plinky.
Plinky's
If you don't have a controller, then the only way you can control Plinky is with the F keys.
Keys?
Like
we should
F1,
make
F2,
it so...
F3.
Oh, I thought you just like the F, like, right beside
we should make
D and G.
Oh, no.
I was
only... No, okay, here's the plan. We're going to make it Xbox Connect 2 only. And since that's gonna be smarter, we're gonna make it so it recognizes like the difference between your feet and your hands, and you can only use your feet to play the game.
And it's Origin only.
Yes. Oh my god.
That's a recipe for disaster.
London 2012 is, in spite of all the negative things, like not truly awful. What else have I been playing this week? I don't know.
London 2012, not truly awful. Northern Line. So it's gonna be on the back of it.
I hope so. I hate to say this. A fan gifted me a game. It just came out on Steam. Foreign Legion Multi-Massacre. This is a third-person...
Turd?
Wave-based shooter. You are part of the Foreign Legion, and you're in like some nondescript desert country. It looks very cartoony. It all looks like Lego type graphics, which is not necessarily a bad thing in its own right. But with when you take it into context with the rest of the game, makes everything about it seem super lazy. But anyway, you're like shooting over the shoulder in this nondescript desert nation, and basically just like suicide bombers are just running at you, and you have like this building that you're trying to protect. And if too many suicide bombers run into it, then when I describe it, it sounds way more offensive than.
There's 49 likes for it on Facebook.
Total?
Yeah.
That's really
There's
sad.
like 1 billion people on Facebook.
49 is so sad. And okay, it's not just suicide bombers. There's people with assault rifles and people with bazookas. But they just like run at your building and you've got to shoot them. It is it's a contender for worst game.
Okay,
I've played this year.
it's $7.
Yeah, but it's really, really bad. It's worse. There's no question in my mind it's worse than Orion Dino Beatdown.
Oh no, don't say that.
Like markedly worse. There's no contest. Yeah. It is maybe better than Revelations.
All right, I'm watching. I just watched like the video for it. There was a clip in this video of a dude shooting dolphins jumping in the air.
Yeah, that happens.
That's pretty neat. Actually, all right, I'll say this: the graphics, like the art direction of it, it looks pretty cool, or like decent. I mean, cartoony, but like.
Wait. Okay, here's a question: would you rather pay $7 for that, or $7 for Maids with Balloons?
Oh.
Okay, it's better than Maids with Balloons.
Damn it!
What it is it's like it's multiplayer only, so It's like you and 4 friends get together and you're all in this game and you just like shoot these endless waves of enemies that come at you. It's horrible. Like your crosshair doesn't always, like you can put it in the same spot, but your shot won't go in the same place twice.
Right.
So sometimes it'll be like a headshot, but it'll shoot them in the chest or something. And I think what they're trying to explain that away as, it's like, oh, it's like Counter-Strike, you know, sometimes the bullets go funny. But really it just seems like they just have poor hit detection. You are unbelievably strong despite just being a man. Like, you could have, like, 4 suicide bombers just run into you right after each other.
Being a man.
Well, you'll have 4... Just like, I don't mean you're like a robot or like a superhero or anything. Like, 4 suicide bombers can run into you and you'll be fine. And your health regenerates so quickly that it doesn't even matter.
Okay.
I was talking to one of my other Let's Playing friends. I don't know, some people might be familiar with him. He's a pretty big channel. It's Cry, or youtube.com/chaoticmonkey with an I. And I was like, this game's garbage, right? Because I like to reaffirm my opinion sometimes just to make sure I'm not being unfair. And he's like, yeah, it's truly terrible. There's a level in the game where there's like real pictures of naked ladies.
Really?
I like that.
Yeah, I mean...
You don't have to pay $7 for that.
Yeah, that's true. But you're not paying only $7 for that. You're getting like a terrible game and boobs.
I mean, apparently it's on the city map. If you guys own the game and want to check it out, I feel terrible that I might be selling more copies of this game right now.
Just Google it.
But really, the gameplay is fucking horrible. You start with
nah, I'm not gonna Google it.
Like a pistol with unlimited ammo, and then an assault rifle. The assault rifle takes like 50 shots to kill somebody, and you have limited ammo with it. And the pistol kills like everything in one shot. I mean, as long as you shoot him in the head. I mean, the assault rifle also kills them if you shoot him in the head, but because it has so much crazy recoil, it's like impossible to do it. So I'm just running around with my pistol. There's like 100 dudes coming at me. It's just like pop, 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 just killing everything. It's really bad. And I think they're relying on that dolphin thing to be like, hey, our game's cool. You can shoot dolphins. That's funny, right? Haha. They should have just named it like Foreign Zombie Legion Zombie Massacre with Dolphins.
Right.
I was gonna say, are dolphins in the next zombie thing?
I don't know. It's dolphins with TNT strapped to them.
You know what they should do?
Everything in this game has TNT strapped to it.
We should just make a game where it's like a realistic zoo.
Okay.
Just go around and shoot the animals.
But the
Or
zoo
like a
changes
safari
every
game, that
time. So the zoo changes every time. So sometimes there's like elephants, other times there's like giraffes and
Well,
lions.
there could be like a world map. You go to different zoos around the world, right?
What
Like-
if instead of randomizing the animals, you linked your Facebook profile to it and it put in models of people that you knew in real life?
That'd be pretty cool.
That would actually sell like really well.
Yeah.
And you also get a lot of bad, like, Fox News, this just in, people are killing people in video games, and then they're going and doing it in real life.
Yeah, I saw that game there on the YouTubes, and I killed my friends, and so I went home and I killed my ex-wife, and now they arrested me. What's up with that, Fox News? And then Fox
Shit could
News.
happen, man.
Liberals. Yeah, so don't buy Foreign Legion Multi-Massacre unless you are really desperate to see breasts.
I mean, okay, I would rather you, like, send me a tweet or something. I'll take a picture of my boobs and tweet them.
I'm tweeting
if
that
you will
right
not
now.
buy the game. Let me
You
put
heard
that
it.
way. You'll get some man boobs and get... I mean, they're not boobs. They're like flat. Whatever.
I've been playing, not to cut you off there.
No, please do, please.
I've been playing a little bit of Spelunky as well. I think our progress so far is comparable. I've unlocked that shortcut from the jungle to the ice caves, so I spent a lot of time on the ice caves. I've been on the temple a few times, but I just get butt-fucked every time I'm in the temple. Like, I don't last very long at all. Everything down there hates you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like, my skills have definitely progressed quite a bit in the game.
Well, they have to. Like, if not,
Yeah.
you'll just be at the mines forever.
Right.
But yeah, you just think like so many better ways to do things. Like, oh, dude, you shouldn't have used a bomb there. You could just do this, that, and that. So I mean, the shit adds up after a while. It's like I'm playing it completely differently than when I started, which I wouldn't even say I was like playing it when I was started. I was just like moving the joystick and dying. Like, I don't know where I was going with that, but
What's your favorite item in Spelunky?
so far, this is a tricky one. You know what? I have to actually right now. I'm going with the boomerang just
Okay.
because it's Well, I know it's only available in the well, you can buy that shit in the markets, but you can pick it up pretty much anywhere in the jungle, and it's just
Yeah,
really
definitely.
useful. Like 99% of the time, if you throw it right, it's gonna come back to you, kill shit, stuns it, whatever. I don't know. I just like it. It's something I can easily rely on. Like I don't want to rely on getting super rare items and stuff like that.
Climbing
because then-
boots. I love them.
The which
Oh,
boots?
those are climbing gloves now in the
Oh.
Xbox version. I think.
They might have
Yeah,
been
but, like,
gloves
they-
too, but I just remember climbing something.
So
Yeah, they
those
look
are
like-
the ones that let you like stick to the wall. so
Yeah.
you can- yeah.
I
those are
actually
good, too.
found them to be a bit annoying sometimes because I forget I was wearing them and I'd be in a rush and I'd be trying to like fall down somewhere to like get through the doorway if a ghost is chasing me or something, and I'd just be like stuck to the wall and I'd be like, well, fuck this.
I find it funny that you've had all these problems with ghosts when I literally have not seen a ghost in the game yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see, I could really definitely see Mike Fox just like taking his time with this stuff, with any game really, just
No,
kind of
yeah,
like
I-
exploring and just seeing like everything. And then like I could totally see Northernline just fucking streaming through this shit like it's
People
the next
have
day of the
Pretty
been
much. Yeah.
calling us out on both that. Like what my first couple of videos, people were like, dude, you don't have to pick up every fucking gem. Like seriously, okay? And it's like, oh, come on, man. Like that's how he's playing the game. For whatever reason, I had it in my mind like I'm going to collect every single gem on this level, and gold and all that stuff. And then I see Ryan. He's just like, balls of fury, just blazing through the stuff. And
Yeah,
people are
I
like,
With
dude,
the run
you are
button
not
held down
thinking.
the entire time.
I think Fox plays like a meta game, in which like he is like totally like into the surroundings of the game. He's like, all right, if I do this, this, and this, then like this could happen, and that'd be cool. Ryan's just like, fuck it, let's just beat this level and continue on. I need to get
Yeah.
farther.
I'm trying to strike a nice balance between being decisive, like that. I think that's the biggest element of this game is that you have to be on your feet, kind of thing, and be able to react quickly and just like, being able to actually control it physically with your hands, like making those movements and stuff accurately. And so that's you got to find a balance, because if you're not kind of thinking one step ahead, you're not gonna do well at this game. So you got to be
Right.
thinking like, oh yeah, I can jump down there, blah blah blah. I don't know. It's hard for me to describe it without. But
No,
looking
you're
at
right.
it, but-
You're right. In a game like Spelunky, you do have to take your time with it. But I mean,
Nah.
that's why they put the ghost in it, so you're not fucking taking forever.
Yeah, and now I'm kind of working around that. I can make it through the levels a lot more quickly than when I started. But I'm still, if anything, I'm a lot more careful. I'm making smarter moves and fewer moves. And that's kind of what you want to do to eliminate
You
the
said
chances
doo-doo.
of do. Dude, you guys are jerks. Also, Josh tweeted me. He's like, "Boobs, please." So I guess
You gotta do it, man.
I gotta do it. Maybe later, but let me wax my chest first. But anyways, I just think it's the game is good. I don't know. We've talked about it a lot, but
So far, like, almost all of my favorite games from this year have come out on Xbox Live Arcade.
shit is a good platform. It's pretty solid.
Like Fez, Trials Evolution, this Spelunky remake, I'm playing The Walking Dead on the PC, but it's also out on Xbox Live Arcade. Those have been like the 4 most fun times I've had with games this year, I should say, and they're all available on Xbox Live Arcade. Take this with a grain of salt because I don't have a PS3, so I haven't played Journey, which is a game that I would probably really enjoy from what I hear. And I don't know, there have been PC games I've liked a lot as well. I just can't think of them maybe off the top of my head, but it's been a good year for Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I haven't been able to play my Xbox too much down here, but all the games. I mean, I love the original Trials. I haven't got like the new one, but Spelunky, everything like that. I mean, it's just a really fucking great year for. I don't want to even say like Xbox Live Arcade, but like any kind of like indie games that have just been like just kind of like on the prowl for like, or like lesser known games or like not like full titles, just kind of like making their way to like the mainstream and just like kicking ass. I love it.
Yeah, over the past couple of months, there's been, I guess, like a little bit of an upturn from a AAA standpoint. I think this has been like a shit year.
Right.
If you look on like last week, Metacritic released its list of because we're halfway through the year. They're like, well, what are the best games on PC, Xbox, etc. through the halfway point of the year? And on PC, it was like Number 1, Max Payne 3. No problems with that. Number 2, Mass Effect 3. And then after that, it was all like indie stuff or stuff that is like, not to say this is a negative thing, but like really, really like
mediocre
niche stuff where it would be like Out of the Park Baseball 13 or something.
Oh.
Or games like, even like Endless Space, which is a game that I think is really good that just came out. It's like a 4X Civilization style game. It's got like a 75 or an 80 or something. That's something that's not going to appeal to a lot of people. So I think from like a mass marketing perspective or a mass sales perspective, it's been a shit year. But there's been decent enough indie stuff that I think it's all right.
Right. It just, I mean, with all the developers, they're pushing like for so much to come out during like the holiday season anymore that it's just becoming, you know, the smaller guys, you know, a free for all because, you know, shit titles are just releasing like all the time for like the AAA titles. I mean, it sounds like Max Payne or anything like that, but it's kind of like up to them to like take up the reins. I mean, they might not be sell as much as, you know, the other guys, but they're gonna make content that is at least a hell of a lot better than like you know what they're putting
cheaper
out.
Too.
Exactly. So.
One thing I wanted to point out, actually, I got one more game that I played this week. Not very much of. I played like 15 minutes of Microvolts.
I saw something on. Yeah.
On Steam.
On Steam, right?
It's broken. It's from the same guys who did Brawl Busters, which is, you know, for anyone who played the original Xbox, Brawl Busters is whacked online, just free to play. And Brawl Busters is really bad, even though, like, every time I talk shit about a free-to-play game, I get shit on, because, I don't know, I don't want to be too negative about it, but people are like, I wouldn't be able to play this game if it wasn't free, so I think you're an idiot for yelling at, or for complaining about it, but anyway. What I'm trying to say is there's more important things for me with a game than price, like, balance is more important to me.
Would you let somebody punch you in the balls for free?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would, but that's just because it's the only way I can get an erection anymore.
Damn, you gotta get one of those pumps they install in your balls. You just kind of pump it like the air shoes.
I already have one.
Well, all right, then you're set.
Microvolts looks decent. It plays okay, even though it is, again, just whacked, reskinned, basically.
Wait, like whacked, like the Xbox game?
Yeah.
Whacked?
Yeah.
I fucking love that game.
Well, you shut up.
No, that game was so good. Are you joking?
Whacked is really bad, man.
I loved it. Don't care.
Well, then you'll like Microvolts.
I can't wait to play it.
Actually, you'll like Brawl Busters, because Microvolts, in the 30 minutes I played, 15 minutes, crashed 3 times to the desktop.
No.
But Brawl Busters still exists. It's super laggy, but hey.
Is it free to play?
Yeah.
Dude.
If you want to win, it's not, because you have to buy boosters and shit. Speaking of which, those boosters in Bellator MMA Onslaught do work online. So you can pay like $1 and get an attack booster for 24 hours.
Doesn't matter. You were fucking level 40.
No, I'm not trying to say you should have won. I'm trying to say that's really shitty for a game that already costs $15.
Well, yeah, that is true.
Anyway, so Microvolts, I don't know. If you're totally broke, like you have $0, you want a game that's free, play Team Fortress 2, play Tribes Ascend. If you've got Dota, play Dota. If you've got Smite and that's your thing, it's not really my thing, but play that. There's enough good free-to-play games that you don't have to waste your time playing and then defending against criticism shitty free-to-play games.
True dat, brother.
All right.
Anyway.
All right.
That's it. That's all I played this week. It's been kind of a slow week for new releases.
Well, yeah.
But
Yeah.
do we want to maybe mention we want to talk about the Steam sale? The Steam sale?
We can talk about the Steam sale a little bit.
I mean,
Dungeons
I predicted that it was. I predicted that it was going to happen last week. All accounts, it's going to happen tomorrow, which will be today by the time this podcast goes up. So I think we talked about this a little bit last week. But do you guys have any stuff that you are excited to see on sale during the Steam sale?
I mean, it's a little too late for me to do Tiny and Big, but I've always wanted to see Killing Floor. I mean, I've always wanted to play it. I've never really. I mean, I've heard about it, and it's always on sale on the Steam sales for like $5. I think I might want to pick it up this time. But
it's a good answer. I got it during the holiday sale, but I've played like 10 minutes of it. So yeah, if you get it, maybe we can do some playing there, because I never really got a chance to get into it either.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd probably want to see some Call of Duty
Really?
on the Steam sale. Yeah.
What was the last one you bought? Did you buy Black Ops?
Did I? Oh, yeah, I think Black Ops was the last one I bought.
Yeah, well, Black Ops was the last good one they put out. I didn't like Modern Warfare 3.
I
And
didn't
know
like Black Ops. I didn't like World at War.
you liked Black Ops though, right?
I mean, I played it. It was okay, but like story-wise, it all died for me after Modern Warfare, the first one,
Okay.
which was like pretty good,
hmm
and then everything else just seemed.
Yeah,
You know.
you're gonna get the same in like Modern Warfare 3.
No, I was just joking about the Call of Duty thing. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually want to see.
Well, like
Uh,
I like Call of Duty, and I mean I've played. I mean I love Black Ops, love the shit out of that. I played it online all the time.
I
And
mean,
then I was excited for Modern Warfare 3 to come out, and then I bought it. And I was like, I don't like this nearly as much as Black Ops, so maybe I'm just a more fan of Treyarch.
I like Black Ops just because like you were playing it and we were playing it together for a while.
Yeah, I mean, with those games, a lot of the fun does come out of like who you're playing with and the community around you. So I could totally agree with you in that part.
Yeah, that was good, but I don't actually have any particular games. Like, anytime somebody asks me a question about something specific, usually I just like freeze up. But I'm a very surprise-oriented person. Like, I just want to go on a Steam sale and just see a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And, like, that's
I
just
agree.
me personally. I don't, I'm optimistic in general, but I'm not gonna waste time like hoping something's gonna be on there. It's either gonna be there or it's not gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and there's
personally,
gonna be plenty of games that are on there that you're just like, oh shit, I totally forgot this game existed, and I'll buy it.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
game I'm not
exactly.
even that interested in, but it's only $2.50.
Right.
Sign me up.
Hitman,
Yeah.
Blood Money, total hours played in it like 66 minutes. Great. And that was like
Unless-
$2.50 like last Steam sale.
Unless you're Mike
Nice.
Ireland, who's been playing it for the last like 10 years.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
know.
He does love
He's gonna
Hitman
be real
Blood Money.
pissed off about me. Oh well.
He's really good at killing people. I'm getting kinda-
So I'm gonna name some stuff that I might be interested in seeing. I've done maybe not some research, but some thinking about it. You can give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, perhaps. Spec Ops: The Line. If that goes down, maybe below $30, I would probably pick that up. I think it's 25 on Amazon right now. Actually,
I would
but-
too. Actually, we'll play some together, man.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm kind of interested in buying Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013.
Is that actually using the cards or what?
No, I don't know. I don't know why I want to buy it.
Wait, what?
I don't know why I want to buy it. I just kind of want to.
Duels of the Planeswalker.
That's duel. Well, wait, can you do more than 2 people?
I don't know, man. I don't know anything about it.
I mean, dude, this is all Magic cards. You even play Magic?
I played Magic when I was like 12. I haven't
Oh.
played it since then.
I didn't know that.
I
Yeah,
play
well,
Pokemon.
If that's
You play
on there,
Magic.
I'll play Magic with you, maybe.
I would love to see if Ticket to Ride went down to like $255. I would love to buy a copy for everyone I enjoyed talking to,
Shit, yeah.
Hey,
and then we could actually get some like more than 2-person games going.
Yeah, Josh, we should. I'll even buy him a copy if you don't. Fuck.
All right, I like
We
this.
gotta- we
I like
gotta-
where
we
this.
gotta-
I like where this podcast is going right now. Everyone's
Next
buying
Spy
me games. That's
episode
cool.
will be Ticket to Ride.
I'm just going through like recent releases on Steam to see what
Good.
I would love to see. I already own it, but I would love to see Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet come down from $15 to something more reasonable.
I bought
So
that a while ago.
I kept thinking about buying it. Is
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, but it's a hard sell at $15, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Like I put several hours into it and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. I haven't played it in a while, so I can't really pick anything particular out of it. But I thought it was a good kind of puzzler.
What about Torchlight?
Torchlight 1?
2.
Yeah, if that goes on sale, that'd be awesome. I don't even.
Oh wait, no, it's not available yet. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
it's
coming
not
out
big,
this
it's not
summer.
gonna be
Yeah,
out by
it's
then,
a
but
top
it's-
seller on Steam. That's what I figured, but no, it's not out yet.
We're definitely gonna play that when it comes. out.
It's like a surprise, like Steam sale. It's like
Yeah.
first day it goes up.
Well, doesn't the release just say summer?
It says
Yeah.
yeah, it does say summer.
I
20.
assume
So,
it's
I
gonna be
mean-
August
Yeah.
Oh,
because every game that's coming out in summer is gonna come out in August, simply because like the rest of July is taken up by the Steam sale probably.
Oh fuck! If Rayman Origins has a pretty good sale, I might do that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that actually. I picked up Rayman Origins. It was like one of the midweek madnesses, or like Ubisoft was doing like all their games on sale. So I picked that up for 50% off. It's normally like something insane, right? Like $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked it up for 15. That's got the same problem as Spelunky, where it's a great game. To be fair, I've only got a couple hours into it, but everyone's like, the multiplayer is awesome, but the multiplayer is local only.
Why do they do that?
I know.
See, this is the thing. Like, for the past few years, like we've been seeing a lot less local multiplayer in games, and they would have online only. Do that, like, do both. If you're gonna have online, definitely have offline.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and like, but now don't just do local. Do local and online. I don't know. It just seems smart to me.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm with you.
it's just it makes everybody fucking happy. Isn't that what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, and if you're capable of doing online multiplayer, it shouldn't be that hard to like.
Well,
do it
coming
offline.
from what the hell you call it, the sofa quarterback, whatever.
Armchair quarterback.
quarterback.
Armchair
Well,
quarterbacking, yeah. I
I'm
mean,
just
they're
thinking,
mating.
like, it'd be, you have most of the code you just have to stop worrying about, like, connecting over the network and stuff. Or,
Yeah.
again, yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but if you're capable of making a game work online, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to make it work just as easily, if not more easily, on a local machine.
Right.
I mean, that just kind of makes sense to me, but then
I guess
again,
I'm looking out for, just like in terms of the Steam sale. I just got to the end of like this year's releases and was like, I guess not that much, but like AAA stuff that I missed from earlier in the year, and so like Max Payne 3, for example, and beyond that, just stuff that at its current price point is, maybe a curiosity, but something that I would never buy. Stuff like what was on sale last week? It was like War Game European Escalation. Like, it's a World War II RTS that's like, its selling point is it's so realistic. That's something that I almost thought about picking up. Would never pick up at $30 because it's just not my style. But if that comes down to like $10, maybe, yeah, for sure.
You guys play Alan Wake?
I've
Not
not
yet,
played Alan
no.
Wake.
Do not get Alan Wake?
no.
I did not get Alan Wake.
Oh, I mean, it's
I've never
$30
played it.
normally. I mean, if that goes down to 15, I might do that.
Yeah,
Wait, is
that
the PC
wouldn't
port
surprise me because American Nightmare is out now too.
I thought about getting that, but I was like, maybe I should go back play the original. Isn't it only like 4 or 5 hours or something like that?
It's supposed to be pretty short. I'm not sure exactly how long, but I'm not. I need to figure out if the PC port was good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's,
LA
that's my
Noir is
thoughts
probably
on
gonna
the
be
Steam
$5
sale.
again. I imagine that.
For me, the
So-
Steam sale is like stuff that it's not so much hoping for stuff to go on sale. It's more, there's going to be stuff that I would never pay $40 to $60 for, but when it goes down to something unreasonable, yeah, why not? Like, I've got
Right.
all this shit in my winventory that I would never have had were it not for the fact that it was like $2 on Steam.
Night to Love 2 Devolution?
That's a
Fuck
great
yeah.
game.
Really?
Yeah, that's like, it's almost like Gunstar Heroes, if you know Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. It's really good, actually.
Oh, well, shit. I just
I
found it
didn't-
randomly. It's $5.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
I
it's
could do that.
$5.
All right. Yeah, I'll
pretty
pick it up
fun.
for $250.
And that's the mentality that comes
It
with Steam
is.
sale
It
as
is.
well.
Like throughout the whole Steam sale, you're just like, man, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Steam sale is like, you start to become like a gambler or something, or like you're buying a car.
Right.
You're like, so it'd be like, okay, well, Max Payne 3, normal $60. Today it's on sale for $15. But if I wait 24 hours, there's a chance it'll go down to $5. So I'm gonna pass on this one.
Yeah, there's like absolutely there's like no refunds or anything if you get like it for like a more expensive price. They're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Best Buy.
I think they want to do that. I think they want to. It's kind of like economics, right? Where they want to capture everybody at the highest possible price point that they can. So this is just a good example for me because I think it fits well. But Max Payne 3 has been out for like a month and a half. So almost everybody you'd think who was going to buy it at $60 has bought it by now. So I'm thinking that maybe a couple days in they'll be like, we got it for $30.
Yeah.
So then people like me who are semi-interested will be like, you know what, $30, I'm willing to go in on that. And then they'll capture like almost all the people who want to buy it at $30, and then maybe they'll be like, okay, you know what, you drive a hard bargain, consumers at large, $20 is the final offer. Otherwise, you
Good
got to wait
deal.
till Christmas.
Yeah, right. And then
So
it'll
it's
go
good
down
for
to
them
$10.
because they're selling way more games than they would normally.
Right.
And it's win-win, I think. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
my
it's well,
perspective on it
except for the
anyway.
dude who like, man, there's no way in hell it's gonna go down more than this.
Yeah, the
So
only dude who loses is the dude who buys it too early. But
Right.
he still doesn't really lose
because
he's
got a game that he
exactly, and because this exists. I don't know where I was going to go with that, but if Steam didn't exist, he would be paying $60 for this game 2 years after it came out, which is what we did for like decades.
Right.
We'd be like, "Oh, you're interested in this game that came out 2 years ago? Best I can do is $60."
Right. My God, I remember I used to work at a video game retailer, and all the Marios, for whatever fucking reason, like GameCube or Wii, they just retained their value. They never went down in price ever. Like the most that like I remember Super Mario Sunshine still being like $40.
Jesus.
You know, after like, you know, Super Mario Galaxy is already out and shit, you know. It's crazy. Some games they just keep them up there, man. Especially Nintendo.
How much we paid? I didn't pay. My parents paid, I guess. Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer for N64. At Walmart, it cost $90.
What?
I had the same story. My parents are like, "Okay, you can buy one N64 game, whatever you want." And I went to Toys R Us, and it's like right next to each other in the like bulletproof glass shelf was Super Mario 64 for like $59 and Star Wars Shadows of the Empire for like $99.
Great game.
If I can only get one game, I might as well get the one that costs $100.
Screw your parents over.
So
And
there was
Shadows of the
no
Empire isn't
difference.
horrible,
Did it come
but-
with anything? Did it come with like Star Wars figurines?
Fuck
or...
no.
No.
It was just
It
a
came with
fucking
the box
game.
and the manual.
This is like
That
hard.
sucks.
This is a great game though. I'm sure like
Shadows of the Empire is an okay game. And I
Wait,
never
no,
played
I'm
Mario
thinking
64.
Rogue
Like,
Squadron.
I
It's a terrible
played, like, an
time to be a
hour of it
parent.
total.
I'm thinking Rogue Squadron.
That's a good game.
Yeah, that's a good game.
I mean,
played
yeah,
the
you know, Shadows of the Empire is okay in its own right. There's nothing super wrong with it. But, yeah. So, I think, you know, if you're a PC gamer, things are awesome for sales. If you're a console gamer, Microsoft and Sony occasionally do something to try to juice you up. Hey, we put Missplosion Man 50% off this week. Come
Right.
check it out. And you're like, well...
I only check those sales on Black Friday for Xbox,
Yeah,
and
that
that's
makes sense.
That's like it. There's like nothing else. I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention, aside from like say Major Nelson in my Twitter feed. You know,
Every day.
He's the only one who informs me about what's going on in the marketplace.
Hey, Awesome Knots is 10% off this week. Come check it out. Save 75 cents.
Oh my god, I hate Microsoft points so much. Just use actual currency, you know? I don't want to spend $5 to get, you know, 4 extra points that I need to buy this game.
But that's the
Yeah.
problem is like they have it in set increments. So and which is really stupid when you do that online. It's one thing if you're going into a store and you're buying a card.
Right,
It's like,
exactly.
You know, okay, 500 points, whatever. I'm online. I'm like, oh shit, I need to get 200 more points to buy this shit. And they're like, oh, you can only buy a minimum of 500 points.
It's like everywhere else on the fucking internet, I can use my card to buy. I'm actually using my card right now to buy these points. Just take my money and don't screw me over.
See, I've got this dilemma now.
Yeah, because I guarantee I know what it is. You have 390 points and you don't want to spend.
No, man. I got the opposite dilemma. I bought... So, I think, like, last week I put, like, 1,200 or 1,000 points on, and I bought Bellator MMA Onslaught. Then I had to put another 1,000 on, and I bought Spelunky. Then I put another 1,000 on, and I bought Outland today. And now I'm at 0.
Oh.
So I don't know. Now this is a position where, like, if I want to buy a game now, I gotta think real fucking hard about it.
Do I really want to spend that much? Yeah.
I'm gonna throw myself into this spiral now. If I buy this game, I've got to buy like 5 more to get back down to 0 balance. Otherwise, I'm wasting like $1.
That is so awesome of like a position though. Like I will never be at 0 points. I guarantee it. Just because I think I bought like Avatar shit. And
I was gonna say if you buy like an Avatar or like a gamer pack or a theme pack or something, you're throwing yourself into like some kind of complicated math I can't figure out.
Oh yeah, you just gotta. Oh man. Maybe one day I'll sit down and figure it out. Just exactly.
Get your accountant over.
Yeah.
All right, you got.
All right, man.
1,103 Microsoft points on this gamer tag.
We're just gonna like sit on the couch together, me and my accountant, and figure out. Well, you know, you could buy this hat, or I could get the other Super Meat Boy plush or something like that. I don't know. It's gonna be that'd be fun.
What's the thing? Same thing. Like Steam Wallet does that too, but I don't know. They also give you the option to buy things without using the Steam Wallet, which is the option I take every time.
Exactly right. I've done it too. I got an Amazon gift card recently, and I like what Amazon does. I mean, they don't charge me fucking points or anything. Cool thing about Amazon, they just like put it into your account. Just like, yeah, I got like $30 dollars in gift cards, and so it just automatically deducts it from my account. I don't have to like put it in anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
Like keep putting in like codes. They're just like, oh yeah, this is free, take it. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking great, thanks guys. Why can't Microsoft be more like you? Does Sony do that, Fox?
Yes, they do.
Oh god.
You just buy it. You don't need points. You just buy it with real money.
No, sorry. I mean, they do it the same way as 360.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or Microsoft, I should say. But you know what's even worse? I bought my PlayStation 3. I get it home, and I was kind of a little hesitant about giving them the credit card because of that whole fiasco. But I was like, whatever. And I wanted to get on. I wanted to buy Journey, and I wanted to sign up for PlayStation or PSN Plus.
Right.
So I get on there. I punch in all my credit card info, which like I know off the top of my head like that, my bank number, my social insurance, like my credit card, like boom, boom, boom. I know all that information. So I've done it 1,000 times for buying stuff online. Punch it in, like, oh, shit's wrong. Like, all right, whatever. I make mistakes sometimes. Double check it. No, it's wrong. Triple check it. No, it's wrong. Go onto the Sony website. Start punching it in. No, it's wrong. Like, I was doing everything. Apparently, they just don't. I don't know if it's like I'm tied to a P.O. box or some shit like that, and they just don't like that, but they don't want my money. So I had to actually go and buy a physical card at the freaking Walmart. And it does suck, because I just want to give you my money to play games, but they're not making it easy. So, yeah, that's why.
Well, Josh and I had a similar situation. Like, earlier this year, I wanted to buy NFL Blitz, but we had, like, there was a situation like my credit card had expired while I was in Korea, and I had something going on with PayPal. But anyway, so I was like, Josh, can you buy me like a points card, and then I will buy NFL Blitz using that points card, and I'll send you money online. And he bought the points card. Apparently, this happened to me again. Somebody, like a fan, was like, hey, I bought you this points card so you can play like I Am Alive or something. If you buy a points card like in the States, you can't use it in Canada. Like they're geographically region locked or something.
Yeah, it's really strange.
It's insanity. Like,
why do they hate money so much? They just hate it. For companies so
I don't
rich.
even understand what would cause it. Like, maybe there's some workaround where they're like, okay, we're gonna make Joe Danger Special Edition is gonna be an extra $3 this week in Canada. Don't let any promo codes cross the border.
Shit. By the way, Joe Danger or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I played that game at PAX East. The second one, actually, it might have been the first, but I think it was the second. It was pretty fun. And I think, is it out yet?
Yeah, there's one out on.
One is out. I talked to the developer. He said he's gonna be like, he gave me a free code, and I never like used it. So, and like I had to like berate the guy for it, anyways, because like when you go to like the booth, it said like free code, just play the game. So I'm like, all right. So like me and my friends, we played the game. We're like, so is there gonna be a code? And he's like, it was Sunday, so this guy was handing out codes like all weekend, and when he does it every time, he's just losing money. So he's like, all right, I'll give you this code only if you promise me to buy the second one when it comes out. I said, all right. He's like, you going to be here next year? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm going to remember you, and when you come up to me, I'm going to ask you. And I'm like, oh, okay. But the dude was real cool. Actually, I didn't even do the accent wrong. Or I did the accent wrong because he was Australian.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I do. I kind of owe him. I owe that man a video game.
Well, not yet, because you haven't redeemed it, apparently.
Well, yeah, that is true. But, like, I gave him my word that I'm going to buy the second one, so I probably will do that.
So, like, Joe Danger came out on Xbox Live Arcade in, like, December? Mm-hmm. And I think there's another one coming out before the end of the year.
Yeah, there's a second one.
It's weird, man. But, yeah, I thought it was fun, too.
Yeah, it had a pretty cool, like, racing. It reminded me of Excite Bike.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was fun. And, like, you get, like, 4 people playing at the same time, so.
Maybe a dingo ate your baby.
Haha, it's another... 1 second, I'm thinking it's another Becker reference. I was trying to think of a sitcom.
Oh,
what?
Let's talk about some news briefly.
Yeah, sure.
We've kind of run over our initial segment, but it's cool because we have no new releases to talk about. So we'll just cut that section basically entirely.
Haha, suck it.
Suck it.
So what's going on in news this week? There's been a couple of big Kickstarters. Penny Arcade has started a Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go ad-free on their website, and if they get like, I've forgotten the tiered rewards right now, but it's like if you give us $250,000, then there's no banner ad. If you give us $525,000, there's like no side ads. $850,000, there's no ads on the entire site, and then there's other rewards after that. I don't know. What do people think about this? Is it cool? Shitty?
For me, I love Penny Arcade and everything that they've done. I think this is retarded. I don't like it at all. One, it goes like I read like a couple comments on Reddit, which made a lot of sense. It goes against everything that Kickstarter like is for, which is like up and coming companies or people who want to start something like big and like
true.
work their way towards something. So one, yeah, that's just completely wrong too. Second of all, Penny Arcade, their banners never bothered me in the first place. One, they've always been on topic or relevant to like a video game. They've always had a neutral stance on all their video games, so they would make a deal with sure, we'll run your banner ads, but if your game's shit, then we're gonna say it's shit, and they've done that. And then also how the tiered list actually kind of like works. So you have to pay them like $250,000, but that's only gonna remove one ad. And to get up to the next level, you have to pay $300,000,
Yeah.
and then it's just like, I don't know. Yeah, the intentions are good. I mean, I love I love Penny Arcade. I think Gabe and Tygo are really great. But I don't know. I don't think they've completely thought this entirely through. So I don't know. Any you guys?
No, I agree with you. I think. Well, and what stopped people from just like, well, why would I pay them to not put up ads when I can just use ad block or some shit like that? But yeah, like you said, Kickstarter's going to shit. Like it's getting just like spammed by really shitty games and projects that are promising the world,
right?
Or yeah, like big companies that are already well known. They don't need the publicity and the funding. Like they could easily get funding from somebody else. Like the whole point, I mean, Kickstarter is like for those little guys that can't just like go into a bank and be like, hey, I got this really great idea for a game, and they'll be like, well, where's your portfolio? Like, well, I don't have one. Like they're not just gonna give you it a loan. Penny Arcade goes into a bank, like shit, they'll probably give them some caviar while they're waiting or whatever. Like, so yeah, that's just my thought is, yeah, like you said, it's going against Kickstarter, and I don't think that's very respectable or responsible of them to do that. I understand it costs money to run a website. There's no doubt about that. But
right, and
most
if you
people,
guys, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. No.
Okay, yeah, most people, like you said, like I don't even really see the ads half the time on Penny Arcade. The way they're positioned. I mean, they're not crazy pop-ups or anything. They're on point.
Right.
All that kind of stuff. I mean, plus they make money elsewhere, obviously with their games and merchandise and stuff like that. So it's hard.
And it's something that they could have easily just done in the website. Be like, all right, do you want an ad-free website? Give us like $5. There you go.
Yeah, like do what Whiskey Media does or Giant Bomb. It's like, yeah, you can get most of the content on the website, or you spend what is it, like $25 a year or something.
Like 60, but still.
Oh yeah, 60, which is what not that much money. It's $5 a month, yeah. And you get higher quality videos and stuff like that, access to different content, and I think that's a good way to do it because your diehard fans are gonna want to support you, and they're gonna be there actually wanting to consume all that extra content. So I think that's a better way to do it, honestly. That's
what I was just gonna say. Actually, is like, when I first heard about this Penny Arcade thing, I was like, that's actually kind of cool because, as someone, I'm not going to say that I'm pulling in like $20 million a year like those guys might be, but I make my living through advertisements on the internet, and sometimes, I relate to people who are like, Northern Lion advertisements suck. Sometimes there's like 4-minute videos that are not skippable, or for whatever reason they're obtrusive or anything. I get that. I would love to be in a position where I could like solicit the 3% of my fan base who might like be able to financially support me by donating like $10 or $20 a year or whatever, and then provide the experience to everybody for free. But I think the way that Penny Arcade is going about it right now is maybe not the right way. I like what you guys said, that the Whiskey Media way or the Giant Bomb way is better, where If you don't have a paid account, you go to their site, you get ads. You don't get ads in front of the videos, but you get like banner ads that are somewhat, obtrusive, noticeable, and like sidebar ads and stuff like that. But if you pay your membership, you get not only an ad-free site, which is really your right, I think, because you've given them more financial support through like $20 even than any non-paying user will give them in a year.
Right.
Absolutely no question. But they also give you like other quality content as well. Like they give you the ability to download videos and stuff like that. If Penny Arcade did that, where they're like, throw us $10 or $5 and we'll go ad free for a year. People don't realize that if you, go ad free for them for a year is what I mean. If you donated like $5 to one of these websites, you are giving them probably 10 times more money, maybe 100 times more money than if you had watched all of their videos with advertisements for a year. It's like, people have no idea the kind of numbers it takes to make enough money to like support yourself. They think, oh, I watched your ad, like I'm entitled to, feel like I'm supporting you. Yes, it's true. I don't want to say that you're not, but each ad impression is like fractions of a cent or, maybe a couple cents total. So, I understand why these sites need to have ads, obviously to support themselves, but if there was any kind of donation model where you could like have individual users not get ads and then still service ads to the rest of the people, I think that would be a better system for Penny Arcade. I don't know, we'll see how it works out. I do agree that it's against the spirit of Kickstarter where, these guys are already established, so they don't really need this extra publicity or financial support, but it's kind of a unique way of doing things, which is, I don't know. We'll see how it works out. They're definitely going to reach their goals. Like, I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, I just wanted to check that. It's currently 9:15 p.m. On the 11th, and as of now, there's 2,626 backers pledging $187,030.
Oh, I thought it would be more than that already, but
yeah. So there's 34. There's a little bit over a month to go to get to $250,000, which. I mean, but judging by how fast this is going, it might, work out.
Right, but that's like you said, that's nothing. It's not like if they get $250,000, they're removing all ads.
Right.
$250,000 is removing the top banner ad.
Right. The leaderboard.
Right.
And then exactly. So it goes to $325,000 for different like strips. So they're charging just like for like content that they're already going to do anyways. $450,000. How much did they fucking think that people are going to pay?
Well, I think they're like, well, this banner ad for a year makes us $250,000.
Yeah, $999,000, like basically almost $1 million, for it to be completely ad free.
Right. So if I was a backer and you gave me the option between I can give $50 and there's a chance we'll lose the banner ad at the top and the two sidebar ads versus what something like Giant Bomb does, where I give them $50 and I'm guaranteed to have no ads. I mean, no offense, but like I don't give a shit about the 97% of people who are not going to pay. They can still enjoy this content for free, just with ads to support the company making it. But I'm a grown up. I can give these guys money to enjoy the convenience of not having ads.
Exactly. They're kind of like gearing this towards like the community as a whole, or like the website as a whole. And I think they can really focus on giving people like personalized content.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, they have so much shit that to like capitalize on, like with Penny Arcade TV, they have like the video games that they're coming out with, and like the strip as well, merch. I mean, there's plenty of incentives out there that they can start like charging for, to get like discounts or access to certain items or stuff or media. But they're just, I don't know, I think they just missed a good opportunity there.
Yeah, and like you said, I think it's well-intentioned, but... Speaking of $1 million Kickstarters, this one actually came in a lot through the question feed.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This is the Ouya console.
Ouya!
Ouya. This is a Kickstarter that just went up. I think their goal was one or 2 million?
Piece
I
of
can't
cake.
remember. We'll look it up, but,
okay, the console.
It's an open sourced Android-based console that went up on Kickstarter. I'm going to pull that up. Kickstarter. Ouya!
While we're waiting on him.
All right, so it is okay. They had a $950,000 goal. They've already reached in 2 days $3.5 million.
Wow.
So, I think the idea about this is that they were going to release like an Android-based console that... I kind of don't understand it because I'm not that much into like the mobile...
free games and shit.
Yeah, they said it's going to have like free games, and you're going to be able to play them on your TV, so they have this advertisement for like Cannabalt, and they're like, you can play Cannabalt on your TV! I've got nothing against Cannabalt, but they're like... I don't know, I guess...
It's okay. I can tell you right now, this is kind of like competing with the whole Apple TV thingy that people are kind of expecting, right? Because as it is now, with things like AirPlay and all that coming out, and what is it, like Air mirroring or whatever, you'll be able to play your game that's on your iPhone or your iPad, and you can instead stream that shit to your TV, and then you use the iPad or iPhone as the actual controller, because they have like accelerometers and gyroscopes and all that stuff built in. And as well, there's also like the actual Apple TV, which is like $100. It's like the size of a hockey puck thing, right? And they don't really have kind of apps yet, but people are kind of hinting that, you know, they're going to start selling apps right for Apple TV, so you can have specialized apps for your TV, which would most likely be kind of almost like the next generation of cable or satellite TV, whereas like you could buy like $10 will get you this channel or something like that. And same thing with games, like you could buy games that are specifically designed to be played on Apple TV with your iPhone or something like that. So I kind of see this as like somebody said, hey, well, we could kind of do that with Android, which, you know, maybe it's a good idea. I mean, it seems like there's interest in it, obviously. So
okay, so they're just Android-based games?
Yes.
Well, the operating system that the whole thing will run on is Android, and that makes sense. It's free. I mean,
yeah, right.
And Android has a pretty solid developer base and user base, obviously. So it'd be a pretty easy transition for a lot of people. They're familiar with Android.
Is it gonna be like an app store or like the marketplace or something?
The way it looks, it basically looks like the Microsoft dashboard right now.
Right.
So it would be similar to that. But the thing is, here I'm reading this directly from the Kickstarter. Where the hell was it? Okay. So it's like, let's open this sucker up. It's going to be open source. Let's bring back innovation, experimentation, and make games less expensive to make and less expensive to buy, which sounds like totally utopian to me. But we're handing the reins over to developers with only one condition. At least some gameplay has to be free. So everything is going to be free to play in some extent. It might just be like free demo with full game upgrade, microtransactions in the game, or like asking them to subscribe for a fee or something. So everything is going to be totally free. So I guess it's going to be like an app store, but you don't necessarily have to pay for anything, I suppose.
So it'll be just like Words with Friends, peppered with ads and stuff, and you can buy for $2 or whatever it is. Buy the kind of ad-free version, or use your real money to buy coins or bombs or whatever the heck it is. It sounds kind of like in the same vein.
Yeah, but absolutely. Here's what makes me so skeptical so far. First off, this console does not exist yet. There's a prototype. $950,000. I know they have $3.5 million now, but $950,000 does not seem like the kind of money to me that takes a console from prototyping to full-on manufacturing. At all. Like.
Yeah. Like in mass produced. I mean, everyone who paid $99 or more gets an Ouya.
That's the other thing that gets to me, is how can, with this console not existing, how can you afford to give a console to everyone who gives you $100 or more? I mean, like, a ton of R&D has to go into this, right, I'm assuming. And $100 is not a lot of money, especially you're also shipping them as well. I mean, that's not as expensive, but that means, like, for a non-bagger, how much would this cost? $150? 125? I don't know. It seems like they'd be losing money on each one they sell. And they're not going to make it up through costs unless they sell a ton of microtransactions.
Well, see, the thing with like Apple,
those would go to the dev, I guess,
when they sell songs or apps, like Apple takes a 30% cut of everything sold on the App Store. I mean, that's where they actually make their money and stuff. Well, I mean, they make money on lots of things, but they make a decent amount of money just from the App Store. So maybe maybe they'll charge like 10% or something like that with this. I don't.
Yeah, I see your point.
I don't know. But
I guess they could. Yeah, if they take a slice of each transaction, they could possibly. Maybe that's their thing. Is they're like, we're just going to get this into as many homes as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And then we'll reap like 10% of all purchases on the console. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
guess.
We'll see. I probably won't buy one, but maybe they'll surprise me and put out Halo
For
4 on it.
$99, man, that you can get one though.
But
yeah,
I mean,
see,
the controller, if you guys are looking at that picture, looks real nice. I'm a fan of that, but that's all design. That's not actually functional yet, I guess.
Right.
But I don't know. This you guys know I'm skeptical about like free to play stuff. So when you say everything has to have some element of free to play, even if it's going to be like Microsoft Xbox Live Arcade style, where it's like demo and then like a trial version and then a paid version, I kind of don't like that. I kind of prefer to just buy my games and have them. And
Yeah, I don't really bother with demos.
yeah,
Like-
I'm at a point where I have like media outlets that I trust,
Right.
where I can just be like, oh, someone says this game is worth $15.
And then you just kind of have to go in. But I get it, kind of, in a way. But, I mean, it's very consumer friendly, making everything at least possibly be free,
Yeah, true.
But are they shooting themselves in the foot through that? Is it going to be too hard to do that? What about the developers? How are they going to get money for, like, what's their output? Is it just, like, based on solely on ads? And if it's solely on ads, what's keeping it online?
To me, yeah, it's like if you're making the game has to have free gameplay, then the stuff that isn't free, I mean, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, give me $60 for this or whatever. It doesn't feel right like that. So they're going to have to do microtransactions, smaller shit like that, which to me isn't going to make for a very fulfilling game, at least if it's intended to be like a console. But
yeah, I feel like, I don't know, because there's not too many games that I play, if any, that have like microtransactions. Not saying that they're not successful. I mean, obviously I played TF2 and I loved it, and Tribes and I loved that. It's just those games have a huge fan base that people are willing to pay those microtransactions. When you start like bringing out like little games that no one really knows about, does that kind of cause people to just be wary, or just like is there going to be like a decrease in like how much people are willing to spend? And if people are buying a console solely based on it being free, then they're not going to want to pay any more, I would imagine, but they might also as well. So I don't know.
You guys know Cannibalt, right? It's the game where you're running along like the cranes, and it's like a one-button game. Like you just hit jump whenever you have to jump over obstacles, or
Is it? I mean, I played.
it used to be
similar.
like a Flash game, and now I think it also ended up on like iOS or something.
Okay.
It's like you're running against the silhouette of a city, and the city's like falling down through some kind of like apocalyptic event, and like you're running across building tops, and occasionally you have to hit like the A button to jump or something.
Okay.
But you got even if you haven't played it, you've got an idea for the game.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
we've all played games like that.
Yeah. That's not the kind of shit I want to play on my TV. Like, there's no need for me to have to play Cannibalt on your television when I could play it either on my phone or on my computer. Like, I don't need to sit down with a controller in my hand and play Cannibalt by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I mean, I have an Android phone. What I have played on my Android phone so far: Scramble with friends, Draw Something. I mean, there's probably better games. There's like a Grand Theft Auto 3 Android version that's apparently very good, but
yep.
I mean, do I really want to play those on my TV
Yeah.
in 2012? Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem. To
But
me, it
that's
seems like
also
we're
not
gonna make
saying-
a
I
phone
mean, there's-
for your TV.
Yeah, there's developers out there that can push the limits to these kind of mobile devices. Didn't Epic? What the hell is
Infinity
that?
Blade.
The Epic make? What is their one game that they put out on
Infinity
the?
Blade, yeah.
Was it?
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
they came out with the second one, but that was like I was amazed when I first got that. Somebody was like, "Hey, Mike, you get this game?" I was like, "No, I don't really play games on my phone, to be honest." He's like, "It's $5. Check it out." I did. It's good. Like, I mean, it would be a good game on actually on a console, not like as is. I would
Of course,
say
yeah.
because the controls, the way they did the controls, it's kind of like tap here to go to that scene or tap there to go to that place, whatever. But it works well for the phone,
Right.
for what would traditionally you would think is a console game. But that's again, that was I think it was the company developers like Chair, and it was published by Epic Games. So there's a decent amount of money behind that, a decent amount of time went into it, and
Right.
the whole,
So there's potential for like games and developers to like make decent shit, but as of right now, there's just not much out there that I would really want to play on my on like my phone or like my anything like that. So I don't know, but if this does kind of catch on, then that kind of might be like a revolution to start, making more games that like developers want to make, but they, don't necessarily have the tools to make it for actual consoles. So like now they're just kind of like limited to making like iPhone games or iPad games or Android-based games as well. So I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of hidden potential within this, but I'm not sold on it.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are going to make a ton of money on this Kickstarter.
Well,
Let's
at least $3 million.
ignore the prospect that this will never come to fruition, like this console will never exist. Let's assume that they're doing this with goodwill, which I mean, of course, they probably have good intentions.
Right.
But okay, so let's say they get like $9 million. They owe like 100,000 consoles out there. I just don't know. I mean, is this money? I don't know. I'm super.
Where is the money going, and how is they going to be doing it? I mean, I guess like how I can see it going is like they're gonna like publish this. They're gonna have like a publisher to help them out. So I don't know. At least I mean that's how the hell else are you gonna do it? Are you gonna go to a bank and be like, well, these dudes promised me $3 million. You guys gonna like invest in us or something? That's just I don't know. I can see them doing that route, but then there's just so like for all these crazy Kickstarters, there's just so much like logistics that go into it. It's not just, I'm going to sit down today and going to make a console and be able to ship it to 800,000 fucking people. No, that's just not how it works. So, I mean, it would be great, but yeah, like when this comes to fruition, since we're living in fantasy unicorn land, it's just not going to be out for a while.
And I mean, they're at $3.5 million right now. $3.5 million is a lot of money. But is it the kind of money required to produce? Because I don't even know how are you going to mass produce this shit?
Exactly.
I don't know the mechanics of mass production.
You just get a contractor. Well, it's like Foxconn. Like all these, Apple, Microsoft, any company. Like, here's the design for this shit. This is like the essentially material list, bill of materials, all that kind of crap. You guys put this shit together, mass produce it. So like. They'll get a cut or you pay them. I don't know all the inner workings, but that's essentially how it is. And I'm betting to some extent these guys already have at least kind of a working prototype. Maybe they need to because you can buy from OEMs. Like, okay, we're gonna go to AMD and we're gonna buy this cheap processor. We're gonna use NVIDIA's kind of like onboard graphics processing unit and. We're going to use this kind of like standard motherboard or whatever. Like, they could pretty easily
the
put
stats
that...
aren't too bad. What the hell did I see? So, like, it's quad-core, 1 gig of RAM, 8 gigs of internal flash storage. I don't know. Maybe that's not really that great.
Yeah, so, like...
It's good enough for what they're doing.
Yeah.
Putting that together is not a huge deal. The problem is, obviously, getting the buy-in in general. Like,
yes.
I could write down on a piece of paper, I want to have this imaginary console... and it's going to have these specs. It'll cost this much. Pretty much anybody can do it. It's actually getting buy-in and getting people to be like, all right, yeah, I'm going to actually put the money into this. So I'm thinking this is using Kickstarter for a lot of these people. It's not like necessarily getting funding to actually build the product.
Right. Just
it's getting it to get market appeal and like just to prove like, oh yeah, people are actually willing to buy this and they've committed. When you get that commitment, then you kind of feel a little more secure. When you have to just go out on the line, go to a bank, get a loan, do all this shit.
Enough,
like it's that's what I'm thinking. So I mean, maybe they're a little more advanced in the actual hardware stage. Maybe not.
Well, you can tell. Like one of the things I really like is that one of the pictures on their Kickstarter. It seems to be not a promo shot. It's like actually a photo of them using it on a TV.
Yeah,
so
which I'm
presuming this thing exists. It's not just like, I mean, the second shot down on the page is clearly like a promo shot that it could just have a photoshopped picture added to the TV. But the first page, or the first picture, looks like this thing actually exists. So I'm not trying to say that these guys are snake oil salesmen, or they're...
Man, that shit works.
Yeah, I've got tons of snake oil. You just inject it into the what's that thing called on where your balls meet the penis?
Oh, the gooch?
Yeah, no, that's where your anus
no, wait, no,
penis.
that's where the balls meet the asshole or whatever.
Yeah.
What the hell did that one kid call that, Ryan?
I don't remember, man.
There's the Devils.
Grundle?
That was it.
Well, anyway, I'm not trying to say that these guys are like 16-year-old kids who are just high as fuck in their basement, and they're like, you know, it'd be cool, man, open source console that only costs $100. Like, these guys are professionals, and they're trying something new, which is admirable. I'm skeptical, but, you know, I'll be... If it succeeds, it succeeds. It's the kind of thing that's, even if it comes out, is not going to be up my alley. If everything's going to be free-to-play, or it's going to have a heavy leaning towards free-to-play, or, you know, the premier game is going to be a ninth port of Minecraft or something, then that's not really for me. But if some people get a kick out of it, then you know, more power to them.
Yeah, I want to say that I'm skeptical yet hopeful. Like, I want this to do well, because it is it's a great idea. So I hope it does well. I hope it sells well. Don't know if it's exactly going to be for me. I'll see more about that when if something actually happens out of it. But shit, $99, that's not bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the
cheaper
cost
than a phone.
of one Star Wars game on N64.
It's true. Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully it'll be cool. Who knows?
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah? You got any more news? I don't know what else is going on in there.
Let me check briefly, but I know we should move on to like questions as soon as possible, because we're getting pretty tight to the limit here.
This is true.
Steam Greenlight. That's something we should talk about. You guys know about Steam Greenlight?
Yeah. Sorry, the indie. It's just people like nominate games to be on Steam.
So basically, right now, the way something works on Steam, as far as I understand it, is basically like somebody that's building a game sends a copy to Steam, and they're like, yo, like, this is our plan, this is what we have so far, is there a chance we can get distribution on Steam? And then there's just a couple of dudes at Steam who are like, yes, no, so oftentimes you end up with games that maybe are great that don't end up on Steam for one reason or another, or games that are terrible ending up on Steam for one reason or another. An example I'm thinking of is, and I know the developer of DLC Quest, not personally, but I'm not going to try to put words in his mouth, but DLC Quest is one of those games that... You know, I kind of feel like this should be on Steam, but it's not for whatever reason. So Steam Greenlight is going to be kind of like a crowd survey, and people will be able to determine, or vote up or vote down, for lack of a better word, upcoming projects, or I guess also existing projects that maybe could possibly be published to Steam. So obviously the ones that get the most votes up would have a greater chance of being published, or be guaranteed to be published, whereas ones that got voted down would have less chance. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I think this is very positive from the standpoint of someone who has played a lot of shitty indie games on Steam this year.
Yeah, is it like they just started rolling out with, or excuse me, how do I word this? Did Steam's like bar level to like, you know, be like good games go lower?
I don't
or do you think
so.
It's always been kind of like that, and you just kind of like started playing all these like lesser known games that are just kind of like thrown on here for no reason?
Probably that's the case. And I think there's, you know, if you look at Steam now versus 3 years ago, there's probably more games coming out, and obviously more of those are going to be shitty.
Right.
If not proportionally, then just by like sheer volume.
But I don't necessarily think shitty games are bad for the gaming industry itself, just because
not necessarily.
Yeah.
I think what's happened is that Steam's criteria oftentimes is less about quality standards and more about like not quality of the game. They're not so much concerned about that, but like, does it look somewhat professional? Does it like, is there any kind of super shitty code or something? Even though we've seen a lot of games this year that have come out that just be totally broken. Right. It seems that they're more concerned about like competent, I don't know, assets, or that the game seems somewhat professional than they are like, I don't think they pass judgment like this game is really shitty or this game is really good. I think they're just like, this is a game we can feel comfortable about selling.
Exactly, and that's I love that about Steam, and you know, it just that makes me a happy customer knowing that they're trying to actually they're listening to the community, and as being part of that community, you know, I'd like to think that, you know, I have some sort of voice in, you know, what kind of games go on there.
You don't.
And so like, what? I don't. Yeah, of course. But hey, fuck you. I don't know. Yeah, this is good. I like it. I'm happy for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Survey says number one thing you put in your pocket. What is it, Ryan?
Wallet.
Yeah, wallet.
What is
Phone?
it?
Why would you guess the same thing?
Oh, I thought you were asking
Coins,
me.
you dingus.
Coins? That's stupid.
What is this
Nah.
from?
Nowhere. I just made it up. I don't know.
You can't say survey
What?
says. There's no
Yeah,
survey.
I thought you like you're legit. I didn't know.
I
like-
surveyed myself.
I didn't
It's
know
a
I could
survey
be
of
wrong
one.
in a survey. I'm sorry.
That's a survey. I mean,
I've never been wrong in a survey before, Fox.
okay. Well,
Okay.
I think you have.
Steam Greenlight. It's cool.
It's green.
Thumbs up. The one thing people have expressed concern about is like people using it as like a marketing tool, where they're like,
And
you know, we're just gonna like get people to spam vote for our game. But as far as I know, like Valve has said, like we're gonna wait like financial, like if you can get pre-orders for it, then those will mean more than people just voting up without paying anything or something. They're working towards some kind of system to reward kind of guaranteed buyers as opposed to people who just
Yeah.
say, yeah, if you made that, I'd buy it.
they're still able to be like gatekeepers though. If
Of
you
course,
will.
yeah, like.
So yeah. So
But I
even
mean,
if,
apparently, Foreign Legion has real pictures of tits in the game, so I'm not sure how much they've been
Right.
looking at these new
Yeah.
releases.
Sure, but I mean, they might take a gander at something like this more like intuitively. So if you get like a ton of games or a ton of like people like upvoting this game or however you want to, whatever they call upvoting in Steam land.
Yeah.
They're gonna take a look at the game, and be like, was this really deserving of all those votes? Because I think the people who make games for a living know their way around a video game. So we'll see.
Yeah, cool. I'm excited to see how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll see some, because there's been a lot of examples of games that have come out over the past year where they did not come out on Steam, so I didn't really get a chance to play them just because I sort of limit myself to Steam. Otherwise, I'd play everything that ever came out. But games like To the Moon, I don't know, a lot of those like horror games like SCP and Slender, I haven't played those, even though they've been really popular online. Anyway, let's get to some questions because there's like no new releases at all.
Okay, questions. Let me get all these loaded up. Still
I
loading.
think there's no new releases. I'll check on that while you're doing your thing.
Okay. Again, some of these questions, we're getting back to some of these people. We got a bunch of jokers asking non-related questions like ribs or wings.
Wings.
I like wings, personally.
Ribs
more.
are cool too.
Ribs are just a bit messier, I find. They get way too much all in my face.
I like
ribs
eating
are-
like 100 of something.
Yeah.
Rice?
What?
Yeah,
Rice?
exactly. Oh, I stole that joke from Mitch Hedberg, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Damn.
Gotcha.
Oh, one last thing. New releases. La Mulana is coming out this Friday.
Does it come with a free pair of Lululemon Athletica pants?
No. But if you're not familiar, La Mulana is like I think it's like a 2D Metroidvania. It was really popular. It's like a freeware game. But there's a PC version coming this Friday and also a WiiWare version coming this Friday for
Does
people who still
anybody
use WiiWare.
buy WiiWare anymore?
I don't know, but that's where it's coming. La Mulana, only notable release this week unless you're a big fan of NCAA football or Frogger Hyper Arcade Edition.
Football.
And Quantum Conundrum on the downloadable services for consoles.
Yes.
Good game. Thumbs up. All right, questions.
Question. All right, let's start with the first one, which we may sort of skip by. Any advice for starting YouTube? Ground me and my friends have started a YouTube group called The Gentlemen. How do we get recognized? Get recognized is one word.
Wear
I don't wanna
monocles and
make
top
fun
hats.
of them on the podcast for their grammar.
Spell
Twitter's
check,
got
spell
140 characters, man. They gotta
No, I know,
compress
I
it
know.
wherever possible.
How do you get recognized? Make good content.
Yep.
Is like the best way to, and then just kind of stick it out. Be consistent in what you put out. Eventually people will find it, like it. Obviously you want to do good stuff with when you put your content out, making sure you're doing kind of search engine optimization. So
Yes.
good descriptions, clear things so that the search engines will pick it up because you might be playing a game, 1,000 other people might be playing it and making videos, so you need to make sure you do good tagging, good description, good title, people...
You got to be your own marketing team as well. I mean, if you're just making these YouTube videos and just putting them on YouTube and not talking about them anywhere else, then no one's going to watch them, obviously, unless they're searching for it.
It's not a clear cut, if you build it, they will come, unless
Yeah.
it's like the most amazing thing ever. You have to, it's more than just making the video. So, if you're really
You guys
passionate...
ever watch Making the Video on MTV?
Yeah, that was good. I forget the
That was a
last.
pretty horrible show, but
I liked it. I liked it when I bought it. What? Never mind. I'm getting too off topic. I don't want to talk about making the video. Never
I
mind.
can't
Disregard.
stress enough. For 90%, we talked about this on the podcast last week, so I'm just going to go over it very, very quickly. For probably 98% of new YouTube gaming channels, the best way you can market your channel, the place where you should put most of your efforts is, as Fox said, into video title. It should have the game name clearly featured and prominently. If nothing else, at least make it clear to read. Video description, look up some basic SEO stuff, and you should drop like the name of the game in there, and then tag the shit out of your videos as much as you possibly can, because for 98% of you, the best way to market your videos is through the way you're going to grow an audience is through search engine results. So you want to rank as high as possible in searches. I've never really done any SEO practices on YouTube, search engine optimization practices on YouTube, beyond tagging the shit out of my videos. But if the same stuff is effective on YouTube as is on Google, and they should be, because they obviously are owned by the same company and probably share certain parts of the algorithm, or the philosophy of it at least. Look up some SEO tips. You gotta make sure that you're doing what you can. Take the 5 minutes to tag your videos, write good descriptions. You'll show up higher in searches, and that will bring in an audience. For the other 2%, you already know someone. Like Nova or something, and you can do a co-commentary with them and get 20,000 subscribers in your first month. For the other 98%, search engine results is gonna start you.
And do games that aren't on there already, because if you're gonna do, I don't know, like Let's Play Binding of Isaac, you're not gonna be able to beat Northernlion because he has 1,200 fucking videos.
You need to balance that though, because you don't want something that's too obscure, because then people don't know about it. They're not gonna search for it.
Right.
So then you'll kind of need word of mouth. Like if you're Nova, you could pick any friggin' game.
Yeah, Asshole just starts doing the Binding of Isaac like 2 months ago, and now outranks me.
That piece of shit.
I've already gotten my worth out of the Binding of Isaac for sure.
The thing not to do, because I'm getting this more and more, and I know, Ryan, you get it a lot. Don't send a video in a message to somebody else on YouTube. Be like, hey, man, I'm just starting out. Can you check my stuff out? Like, if somebody's just asking me a question or whatever, like, I'll try and take the time to answer, and I don't always get to it. But if it's like a legit kind of question and you're really trying to get into it, that's cool. Somebody who sends me a Call of Duty video, I will like scorn you any way possible. You don't. It's just annoying. Like there's no free rides, there's no free lunch. You gotta earn it.
New channels put way too much effort, or they think that there's way too much emphasis on networking, and to a certain extent, that's true. Like if you somehow manage to get out there, if you know Nova or PewDiePie or anyone like with insane amounts of subscribers, and you do a co-commentary with them or a series of co-commentaries with them, you're set. You're gonna be fine. But if you're a channel the size even of mine, you're getting like a dozen requests for co-commentary every day from people you don't know. I don't want to do co-commentary with people I don't know, and then I'm getting like 100 people a day messaging me on various services trying to get to know me, and I don't have time for that kind of stuff. So you gotta if you're new, don't worry about networking, because this sounds offensive to say, and I apologize if people are offended by it, but these people probably don't want to talk to you. They already have too many people taking up their attention and time to deal with you basically leeching on them to try to get famous, and that's a shitty way to put it. But if you're talking to them for no other reason than you're a fan and you're also trying to get big on YouTube, that's what it boils down to. Focus your efforts on your own stuff. Worry about marketing when you get, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000 subscribers. People think things for box for box are going to get them big or something like that. You can look at my channel box. As far as I know, I'm in the boxes of all the people that I have in my channel boxes. So there's like 350,000 subscribers on those channels combined seeing me. I probably gain less than 20 subscribers a day from being in those boxes. So that shit is like not important compared to the effort that you can put in yourself. Because if you have 50 subscribers, you're not going to get on I hate to bring up Nova every time. You're not going to get on Nova's box or anything like that, or Machinima's box. All you can do is control your own shit. Make good quality content, release it all the time, tag the shit out of it, write good video descriptions and good titles, and make sure your audio video quality is not turning people off before they even turn on the video.
Oh, definitely. That is the worst. Like if someone even sends you a link, or you find a link on somewhere on the internet of a game that you find interesting, and then you click on it, and all you hear is just like a terrible microphone and horrible like 240 by 480 kind of like resolutions and shit on like the game that they're playing. It's just, make sure like before you do anything, just make sure you have the equipment to make a good commentary or whatever you're doing online.
No one's asking for like super high quality, high definition stuff. Obviously that'll help you out, but just decent. You want it to be presentable. You want to be like, yeah, I'm proud that I did this. Clear. Yeah, like Josh said, clear audio, decent video. Just think it through before. I mean, it's like, again, it's hard to just put it down into words exactly. You don't want to like plan this shit out too much, because then you're just not going to do it. You're going to be worrying about it the whole time. But at the same time, you kind of put down, like make a little process, a little flow chart or something of like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. Just help you from being too aggravated. As well, you're going to go a long time before you see any sort of money or significant subscribers or anything like that. So don't think like you can quit your day job and just
definitely
do this out of nowhere. I mean, like,
I just started like before, like, I mean, just like recently, and I'm not nearly as anywhere popular, or, like on YouTube anyways, that like I am for like you guys. And so like I'm not even thinking about like monetizing like any of my videos like at all. Like I can't do that. I have a job that I work, besides making these videos, and like that's how I make my money. Yeah. And like this is just I do this kind of stuff for fun because I like it. I like hanging out with you guys and playing video games with you guys, and playing video games with the people who started watching me. So yeah, I have no aspirations of getting like rich, getting rich quick off of this scheme. It's just something that I wanted to do, and I just had some money like lying around. I could have like a good computer, so I bought a good mic, and I am able to record in some sort of like decent frame rate and have everything kind of like going that direction for me. It's not like I'm not quitting my day job anytime soon. That's for sure.
And well, that's to kind of like cap this conversation, just to make it so people don't feel bad, I guess. There's a lot of people, tons of people, probably countless people doing gaming channels on YouTube right now that by my standards are doing absolutely everything right. They're putting out contents all the time, like several times a week. Good audio, video quality, tagging, like metadata is all solid. Marketing to whatever extent I consider marketing to be essential. And there's still, 100 subscribers, 50 subscribers, 500 subscribers. Like, not that there's anything wrong with those numbers, but these are people who are putting in a lot of work and not succeeding. So there is, or at least not succeeding as much as maybe they would like. So there is an element of luck or being in the right place at the right time. So doing all this stuff doesn't guarantee you to grow. No. You have to a certain extent, get lucky, but you have to put in the work to put yourself in a position where you can get lucky. And then after you get lucky, like you capture a certain audience, maybe it's 100 extra people, maybe it's 1,000 extra people, you have to put in more work to make sure that those people stay with you and follow you as you continue to produce a variety of content, if that makes any sense.
It's a job as much as any other job, really, if you take it seriously enough and you actually want to make something of it. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, and your success isn't exactly congruent with how much money you're making, or in my case, how much money I'm not making. It's just kind of the feedback and like getting able to know some of the people who are commenting, and just kind of that is my reward, just being able to kind of like do this and have fun with it.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, don't do this if you're not enjoying yourself, and don't do this if you think if your whole grand scheme is just get rich quick. Do it because you like it. Do it because you love it. And everything should just kind of like fall like naturally after that at some point. I mean,
takes a while, but
exactly. So it does. So I don't know.
Anyways, let's move on to the next question. I think we can do that. Next question is: does Foxman play Dota 2? The answer is Dota 2. Well, your answer is no. At least not yet. I don't know, but I haven't touched it, so.
If I don't play much Dota 2 anymore, but if the game comes out and you guys decide you want to try it, that might be the one thing that could get me back in.
I played it.
I would play. It's I'm pretty much, if other people, close friends, want to play something, I'll play it. I don't really have much like, to me, it's playing. I
love
guys.
playing games like with like you guys just because it's fun. But like Dota, like. Man, I don't know. It's a good game and it's fun. There's just so much stuff like going on in like an environment that is just kind of like stagnant, I feel. I don't know, like all the characters are like so much like best, like different, and it just I don't know.
Well, like Dota isn't about.
I'll certainly, yeah, exactly. I'll certainly play it again. Like if you guys do, if you want to pick it up, like I'll throw it in. I can't guarantee I'm going to be good or anything, but yeah, I'll have fun. So it's pretty much the bottom line. When I play games, I'm just trying to have a good time while I'm doing it, not necessarily winning, which sucks because that's the whole kind of like basis around Dota.
And the other thing with Dota is that it's not, you don't judge it by the way you judge a typical game. Like, Dota is just about the mechanics and the balance. So when you say, like, well, I'm not sure if this is what you're getting at, but if you say, like, I don't like the graphics in Dota, that's to me being like, I don't like the graphics on this real-life chessboard. Like,
oh, no, yeah, exactly. I completely agree with that. And,
but, yeah, I think, I love Dota. I loved Dota more a few months ago before I snapped, but... I think we'll have more fun as a group when Counter-Strike Go comes out or when it enters open beta. I think we'll have.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great game for us to play.
Yeah,
I agree. Next question: will the Isaac 101 videos be general stuff, or will it be more focused on specific tips on which items to take?
a little bit of both.
Yeah, I guess it's just kind of go with the flow, and I'm sure I'll have questions each episode, like what the heck did I just pick up? I'm not exactly sure what it does, or is it better than this item? I'm sure you'll have insights into just certain ways to play through the game, but
yeah,
I mean it's not a really super fleshed out thing. It's just like him teaching me the game kind of informally, I suppose, based on videos, and then I try and apply what I've learned in the next video. So people were kind of complaining about that in the first one. They're like, how is he supposed to learn if he's not teaching you right there on the spot, like doing a live stream? Well, I have like everything he told me after we watched and commented on the first video, and even the comments from people, I'm taking that into consideration as I go and play the next episode. So like I'm not like pre-recording 20 episodes and then not learning anything or whatever. It's like
that's my
it's
thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's the exact opposite of Ryan. He'll have like 20 games and still be on the wrong version before.
Yeah. So anyways,
like,
I mean, so that's the thing. Yeah, I'll be learning stuff and applying it hopefully to each new episode. At some point, I'm sure that'll kind of level off. I'll be a master of the game and all that crap. But
people were saying you'll be better than me 20 episodes in.
What was the bet? Somebody said by episode 7 I have to kill Mother.
That's possible.
Or something to beat you or whatever. I think it was.
Yeah,
like,
I think I won in like my 10th episode or 7th episode.
Or something like that. So we'll see if I can pull that off. I don't freaking know, to be honest, but I'll try my darndest.
I'm rooting for you, Foxy.
Thanks.
Well, you've got the best teacher in the world helping you, so.
It's true.
I had nobody, man. That was back when nobody knew the game. Commenters were like, wow, you're so good. I think the key room has something important in it. Now it's like, you should have taken the remote detonator for 2 seconds and then put 2 bombs at adjacent corners of the room and...
You missed a tinted rock, asshole.
That was like 2 months, that was like 6 months ago. Now if I miss a tinted rock, I would just like see so many unsubscriptions that would blow my brains out.
People are ferocious.
Anyway, I think that's...
Next one, this is a dumb... If you were a drug dealer, what would you deal? We can skip that one.
Drugs.
Anything
drugs.
that people are willing to buy, I suppose.
It's a silly question. If I was a car salesman, what would I sell? Cars. Next question.
I would sell BMWs, maybe.
That's how the cops are going to get you, man. You're being too specific.
With Final Fantasy VII getting a new PC release, would you like to see any other game of a generation past getting the same treatment?
That's kind of interesting.
My quick answer, yes. Curse of Monkey Island, Escape from Monkey Island. I know I mentioned that a lot, but shit, if they did remakes of that, made it readily available, I would pay like $1 billion for that. So that's my answer.
Off the top of my head, and I have no idea why this came in there, but like the first thing I thought was just like Earthbound.
Not Whacked?
No, I fucking love Whacked, but apparently that already exists, so I guess I don't need to. But yeah, I mean, like Earthbound was always a game that I enjoyed playing. Like, it doesn't even need like to be updated. I'll just get an emulator. Fuck it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of stuff from like the PlayStation 1, N64 era. Any first-person shooter on the N64? because
they keep trying to do the GoldenEye.
With
There's
twin
like
stick
2 GoldenEye
controls.
remakes.
yeah, I just want twin stick controls. And I heard the GoldenEye reboot was half decent, so I mean that's cool. But I don't know.
Maybe.
By and large, there's not that much that
Maybe
I
a
would
good
want to see ported.
platformer like Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, but they
like-
made a Banjo-Kazooie for Xbox Live or for Xbox as well, and I heard it was not that good.
Yeah, but that was nuts and bolts, and it was nothing like the original. That was like more of like a Lego
Vehicle building,
vehicle
yeah.
game. Yeah, so
Lego Racer was the shit back in the day. I'd actually be down for a remake of that. I'm serious.
Yeah, I would love a remake of The Incredible Machine too.
That was a great game, man.
I was so bad at that.
So I guess the short answer is
Chips Challenge.
Curse of Monkey Island and not much else maybe.
And
Yeah,
Escape
but-
from Monkey Island, but
Oh,
whatever.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
But not to say I'm necessarily against remakes unless they're needless, but I just can't think of something right now that I would want to see.
Yeah, and I say that those games, I don't even care if they looked any different. It's just because it's hard to get that shit. It's older games and they don't always work right out of the box if you have the CD or whatever.
Are you
You
sure
have
they're
to.
not available on Steam? Like I know a lot of those LucasArts point-and-click adventure games are on Steam.
I will have to double check, but I'm almost positive I have never seen it on Steam.
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's there.
It
I
is.
could be wrong. I don't know.
There are some. They did do like a Monkey Island game on Xbox
Monkey
Live,
Island 2,
but it wasn't Curse of
Island
Monkey
Special, then
Yeah,
Tales of
th-
Monkey Island Complete Pack, Monkey Island Special Edition Bundle.
Those aren't the ones I want though.
All right.
Specifically, Curse of Monkey
Dude,
Island in this game.
wait.
Anyways, next question. Opinions on the Ouya console. We obviously answered that
Done.
quite extensively. I could live without it. Let me put it that way.
Who knows? Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Ryan keeps calling himself weird. Why? And why does Michael not have a good mic? Actually, I have a $250 mic, motherfucker. So
He's got a good mic.
It's good. If it's not good, then it's because of rendering stuff, or maybe you don't have good
Placement.
speakers. I don't know.
Burn.
I think it sounds okay on my videos.
It sounds good. I think it sounds
May-
fine.
Sounds
Yeah.
good, man.
Thanks, guys. You got my back.
John
I call
Goodman.
myself weird because my job is playing video games on the internet. That's pretty
Figured.
weird. And also, I'm just kind of a weird dude, I guess.
You're
He's bald. It's a
Bald.
weird shit.
It's kind of unusual. I lived in Korea for a year.
I mean, people do that. People live in Korea. That's not.
Yeah, like a whole nation lives there.
Wow. Okay.
Anyways, next question.
I'm weird.
Everybody's weird. Like
Yeah, I know. It's...
I'm a doctor too.
Alright.
Okay, this one was to both of us because, well, I guess Josh wasn't on here, so
I
at that
lose.
point. But where do you see your channel in 3 years, as well as the YouTube gaming community? But Josh,
Binding
you
of
can jump in on
Isaac,
this.
episode 3211.
That's a hard question. 3 years is a long ass time.
3 years is a
Especially on
long
YouTube.
time.
Like Ryan will probably be pulling in $1 million a year.
No question.
I'll probably since YouTube allows nudity and artsy stuff, I'll probably doing like strip shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I don't know. If Ryan is making like $1 million, like he's definitely gonna need like a butler or
I was
someone to
just
hang
gonna
out with
say.
all day. So maybe that'll be me.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good 3-year plan.
If I'm making $1 million in 3 years, that's cool.
Yeah, you're gonna buy me a caterham though, right?
Yeah, I'll probably.
$1
buy
million
a
bucks
camera.
isn't cool.
What?
You know what is cool? $1 billion.
Yeah, that's real cool, man.
Yeah, I think the odds of me making $1 billion a year out of YouTube are pretty low, considering that's
YouTube.
probably close to YouTube's annual revenue.
No, they make more than that, man.
In 3 years, they're gonna make more than that.
I hope so.
Me too.
Basically, I think the answer is, we're gonna keep doing this as long as there's love and people enjoy the stuff we put out. Anyways,
Hopefully, it's bigger and better. Like, unless something
Saving
terrible
progress.
happens.
Saving progress is gonna be awesome.
it's true. Saving progress in 3 years is gonna be like
Yeah,
probably
maybe the forums will work.
the big.
Yeah, we're cool guy. 69 is gonna be your admin.
It could happen, man. And as far as YouTube gaming community in general, do you guys have any comments? I mean, I think YouTube is embracing that quite a bit.
Most popular
think
game
it's-
on YouTube will be Minecraft 2. Everyone
3D.
will play that and Amnesia 2 religiously.
How popular is Amnesia on the
Super
YouTubes?
popular, man.
Like, what do they do? It's the same game.
Because they want to see how different people react.
Yeah,
Oh.
and people play custom stories. So
Oh, okay. All right, I guess I'm gonna get on like that pig game then.
Yeah.
To see.
Pig
Dude,
Angry
I
Birds.
fuck that shit. I tried playing like the regular Amnesia. I was done after like 45 minutes. I said no.
I got motion sickness and I couldn't solve the tutorial puzzle. So I was like,
Yeah,
this game isn't
it
for me.
sucks, dude. Well, I mean, the game is really freaking awesome. It's like very atmospheric, but yeah, I don't think I have the guts to complete it.
I haven't played it. Don't really. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't like jumping in on games that are super popular for whatever reason right
Hipster,
away.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hipster?
yeah,
No, it's hipster to know about it before it's super popular.
That was me too.
yeah.
Anyways,
Let's
I'll play it
do
someday.
one more question.
There's like so many good ones.
We gotta filter.
Okay,
man.
we'll do three, but we won't give like such extensive answers. Let me go to okay. What do you think pros? Okay, Greenlight. We already talked about that, so we don't. For you both, favorite controller design of all time. Quickly,
360.
Yeah,
360.
360.
That doesn't even count as a question. I mean,
Except
it
for
just
the
feels
D-pad.
right. Yeah,
Right.
D-pad could use a little tweaking.
Not that I use it anyways. Maybe that's why I don't use it.
Ooh, yeah, we talked about that. What kind of improvements are you hoping to see from Xbox Live and PlayStation Network?
Ooh.
That's hard.
Money.
Yeah,
Fucking
fix
take
the
it.
money that we talked about earlier. Really, they're like a media consumption platforms now, so
Right.
just making sure there's good content on there, really. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you can make it free and good.
Games on
Maybe?
demand should be cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, games on demand should be cheaper. Indie game channel should be more of
Right.
a focus. People should be able
Absolutely
to make a open it up, man. Like PC just has that shit down on like lock, with like mods and stuff. I really wish consoles would kind of embrace that kind of mentality, but it is you can't really necessarily do that, especially for like the online portion of it.
I think it's like
Like-
from a safety perspective.
Yeah,
Quality
guess.
control.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good one. If you could make any kind of game and have complete control over its design, what genre style would it be and why?
Action roguelike. We already talked about this.
I would make.
I would do-
I would make like Madden NFL Football 2014. Only
Starring Isaac.
all of the players would be zoo animals, and the soundtrack would be done entirely by Papa Roach.
I just don't feel like giving a
Cut
serious
my
answer
life
because you
in
guys-
2 pieces. This is my cockroach. What?
I've always wanted to just do like a hyper realistic open world game based on like real world, the nerdy shit I've talked about before, like real tree growth, real water cycle, and all that.
How
Shit.
long would that take to play, though?
It wouldn't.
We
No,
were-
it
You'd
we're
be like, well,
playing it
here's
right
another
now.
day.
the problem, yeah, it's like it would be like real life essentially. But
Yeah.
I could kill people and not feel so bad about it. But I don't
Gonna
know.
be next star on
It's too
Fox
too
News.
hardware intense. So
Yeah.
we already answered the one. What is your opinion? Or okay, wait. What is your opinion on HD remakes?
And yeah, we answered that more or less.
Yeah, we
Right.
pretty much answered that.
Do them up. If they're good, I'll buy them. If they're not-
Especially if the game was like underappreciated when it first came out. Like I have no problems with the Beyond Good and Evil remake that came out last year.
Yeah, make a Psychonauts. Make another. Yeah, they're making Splinter Cell, right?
The remake?
I don't know. I want to play Chaos Theory or something, or they're doing like HD, like
Weird.
or something. I hope. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be bullshitting. I'm a bullshitter.
What is your opinion of violence in video games? Is everything allowed, or are there some things that cross the line?
Doesn't matter to me.
Manhunt?
It depends on the. Yeah, I mean, I don't want like murdering little kids and stuff. I don't care if I can't kill kids in Fallout 3, whatevs. I guess, but there really is nothing too sacred.
I probably wouldn't like protest it, but I mean, there's
Exactly,
certain things
yeah.
that's just like kind of common courtesy. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to go into too much detail over like killing a person or whatever. I'm fine with just like bullets and decapitation.
Yeah, like,
If
I
the
wouldn't-
violence has like meaning, it's okay. But if the violence is there just to be gross, it depends on the context that it's being used in. If it's being used in like a grindhouse kind of like B movie
Gore
aping,
porn,
and you're like sawing a dude's head off or something, that's cool. But if it's just like, hey, check out, every time you shoot this dude in the head, his head explodes, you're like, okay, well, whatever. But as long as it has like meaning and weight, I have no problem with like the violence being heavy violence, as long as it adds to like the feel of the game.
Right. Don't make the game about violence. Make the game about the game, and then if violence is necessary for that to be, there, then so be it.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, here's one more. Do negative comments ever discourage you from making videos?
Yes.
No.
I don't get negative comments.
I don't know. It's different for me than it is for you, because obviously you have like 10 million times the views. But to me, actually, sometimes I think of negative comments. They allow me to vent a bit. Like, I'm generally a happy, cheerful guy, but shit pisses me off every once in a while. So like when somebody's like, "Hey, you suck," I'll be like, "Hey, your butt smells," or whatever. It's just like.
I think I hope that's the kind of stance I could take on it too, because I'm pretty like lighthearted and jovial kind of guy. So if someone is like, "Hey, J Smith, you're a piece of shit," I'm just gonna be like, "Sorry, dude, didn't mean it."
Yeah, well, that's it. You're never gonna appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
And if you think you are, you're just out of your mind. 2, like, if somebody is willing to spend the time to like tell you that you suck without actually like giving you constructive criticisms or feedback and be like, "Hey, man, your audio quality is a little better. You're pretty bad at this game. You probably shouldn't be like playing it, or you should be telling people that you're actually really bad at it so they know," or somebody's just going to say you suck, then I honestly don't care for their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it
from a
carries no
logical
weight.
standpoint, I have that same perspective. Like, who cares about their opinion, stuff like that. But I don't know. It's the kind of thing where you have like most people giving you positive feedback, but if you have like 1,000 people a day being like, "Hey, Ryan, good job," and you have 50 people a day being like, "Hey, you suck," blah 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 blah. I don't know. I tend to focus on those 50 people who are being negative, which is probably not the right way to deal with it. But the more comments I get, the more it sort of gets to me, because the more shitty comments there are. Maybe I take the troll bait sometimes, but usually I feel it's kind of unfair when someone has like a legitimate negative opinion and then I respond to them, because kind of just by virtue of where the audience is and how they got there, I've won every online argument just by showing up, because everyone is just like, "Wow, fuck you, buddy. Why are you being such a dick to this Northern Lion guy?"
That's true.
And I kind of feel bad about that, but at the same time, it's great to know that like, if someone is, I feel, being disrespectful to me, I can be like, "Yeah, well, guess what, motherfucker? Here you go." But sometimes that backfires because people weren't actually trying to be dicks, and I'm just like, I don't know. But it's the kind of thing. The problem with me is that now I'm getting, on an Isaac video, if I make a mistake, I'm getting 300 comments on that video saying exactly the same thing, and people read way too much into it. Like, if I make a mistake in Isaac, it's like, "Northern Lion, what? Have you had a stroke recently? Like, what happened? Did you drop out of high school in 9th grade?"
Okay?
And I'm like, "No, I made a mistake. It happens in video games. I'm talking at the same time." The distractions,
Talking at the same time in video games is kind of, it gets pretty distracting.
That's the one thing I was gonna say. Like, that's watching a person play a game on YouTube is not necessarily indicative of how they actually play it. Like, one, the pressure's kind of on to perform better, which alone, like, knowing that people are watching you can screw you up. 2, having that plus actually having to talk about the game and what you plan on doing or what you're trying to do and stuff like that. Like, I get so sidetracked when I'm playing Kerbal, especially. I'll be trying to talk about stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh shit, I was supposed to decouple those rockets like 5 seconds ago," which actually, can have a pretty significant impact on playing the game. So like, they cut a tiny bit of slack, and yeah, we're humans or whatever. So like, shit. I mean, it's not like you've never peed on the toilet seat or something. Like, you want me to come to your house and be like, "Dude, you just peed all over that shit. Like, what's going on? You a little drunk or lose control of your bladder?" Just be reasonable when you criticize.
Look at the comments before you comment and be like, "Anyone else notice this?" Yes. Like, thousands of people noticed it, and hundreds of them left a comment saying exactly the same thing. So while I appreciate that you are maybe trying to help, or maybe trying to make yourself seem like you're smarter than you actually are, have some courtesy, have some respect. I have no problem with criticism as long as it's framed in a civil and respectful manner, as opposed to being like, "Wow, you're 200 episodes in and you still don't know obscure fact or mistake you made." Shit happens. Get over it. I mean, if this is the biggest thing you have to worry about in your entire life, then you're a very lucky person.
True. There was one more question. Where was it? Oh golly, where? I gotta find it. Gotta find it. Sorry. Are you ever planning on having Spa open?
No.
Ed. Okay, here's one. Ed McMillan has said that.
Oh, I like this question.
Yeah, I know,
said that
right?
game piracy usually results in more sales for the developer. Ethically, isn't that very confusing?
Not really, I feel.
See, here's my stance on just media piracy in general. I'm not gonna go out and buy like an album based on hearing one song or some shit on the radio, because that's not always gonna say like, yeah, the rest of the album is great. So sometimes people be like, for me it's like if I enjoy the majority of the album, maybe if I downloaded it or something like that, or whether legally or not. Later, if it's something I really just is good and I respect and I want to support the developer or the producer or whoever's making the content, I'll be like, shit, yeah, and I might even go and buy the physical media just because, or donate to their cause so they get my money. And so I think, yeah, sometimes piracy is just like, it's like a demo sometimes, but people want to play the whole freaking game with everything unlocked, and then they go back, and then you think of all the support you get from the mod community and these different... I don't know. I can kind of understand it, I suppose.
I have no problem
I don't know. It's
with
so weird.
piracy. Okay, let's like get this out of the way. When you're like a student, when I was a student anyway, didn't have very much disposable income, pirated everything. I didn't really pirate games so much just because I was so tech unsavvy that I probably wouldn't have been able to install them anyway. What's daemon tools? But like pirated movies, pirated music, A-okay. I had no money. Those artists and filmmakers did not lose a sale by me pirating that stuff because I wouldn't have been able to afford it anyway. That being said, now that I do have some disposable income, I prefer, whenever given the choice, to support the people producing the content that I like. This is fine. But I think there are a lot of people who have this is going to get some backlash perhaps if people are still listening to this 2 hours and 26 minutes in. But a lot of pirates have like a really entitled attitude about things where they're like we're entitled to steal this because it's not very good, which is maybe not the right attitude. I don't think people necessarily have...
Yeah, because when you take on that mentality, what the hell are your standards anymore?
Exactly.
Because when you're taking the stance of this isn't good enough for me to play for free, that's just construing everything to have lower standards for yourself, that you think that nothing is good enough for you to play because you hate everything, because you don't want to pay for anything.
And I
so
also
you're just an angry dude who just who hates the thing that he does.
Yeah, like this game's shitty. Oh, how much did you pay for it? Well, I pirated it, but it's still terrible. Like, I don't necessarily think, and this is a good point to point out as well, is that now, like, the service side of the music industry and the movie industry and the game industry is at a point where I wouldn't feel good about pirating things. When there's things like Steam sales where I can get a game for 80% off, or things like Netflix where I can pay like $60 a month and get access to all this shit for streaming for free, basically, then I have no reason to download all this stuff, torrents on the internet. But I agree with what Edmund McMillan is saying, because if you pirate a game and you weren't going to buy it anyway, you are probably representing extra sales, because you're going to talk to people about the game, and if it's good, they're going to buy it if they're typically a paying customer. But a lot of people don't have that attitude. They will download a game that they are interested in because they don't want to pay for it. By and large, maybe I'm just like too traditional, but I don't necessarily understand the attitude that piracy is a good thing. I think piracy is a good thing if you were never going to buy the game in the first place, but that means it's not necessarily a good thing because you just pirated a shitty game. If you were going to buy a game in the first place and you pirated it, and you have the income where you can afford to spend on it, then that's kind of shitty. You should support the content creators whose work you enjoy so that they can continue doing positive things in the future that you enjoy. If you have the money.
If you're going to pirate a game and under the pretense that you're only going to demo it, just try it out, then don't fucking play the whole thing. And if you play through the whole thing and if you enjoyed it, just buy it.
Yeah.
Just support whoever you just, play it. I don't steal games. I would never want to do that. Just something I've taken movies and music, but I have Netflix now, and music I barely even I haven't listened to like a new album in a long
I'm
time.
the same
But
way.
I'll go to like shows or something like that, and so if I want to support a band, like I'm always looking for like the next show in town. I'll go to that.
Their
So.
merchandise too. Yeah, like for me, it's easier to pay $8 a month to have Netflix and rent like Apple movies.
Is that what Netflix
whatever.
is? $8 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
What
awesome.
the hell, man? I thought it was $60.
Get
No,
the fuck
dude.
on that.
Yeah, I
It's
gotta get
like,
on Netflix.
It's great, and yeah, it's just easier. It's all there. I don't have to worry about downloading, and because if you go on torrent sites, is half the time you'll see in the comments like, "Oh shit audio, you're like 6 out of 10. Video is good, but no subtitles or whatever," and like, or or the audio cuts out for 5 minutes at 3 minutes and 18 seconds in, shit like that. Like, I just don't want to deal with that. I'd rather pay $5 or $1 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, that's what's great about Steam. It offers a better place to download games than torrenting.
Exactly.
Because you never know what you're going to get when you torrent, but you always know what you're going to get when you Steam. Well,
It's
except
safe.
with like Dino Beatdown or something
Yeah.
like that.
You can play multiplayer without having to go through like a crack or something.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, piracy is just like, for me, a lot of times just like people saying, yeah, I can pirate this shit, I'm so cool, it's almost just like a bragging right kind of thing or something. I don't know. I don't do it. I make enough money that I can reasonably afford to consume content when I have the time to consume it. I mean, that's my biggest issue now, is not like getting content, it's finding time to
Yeah.
enjoy it.
I don't even know whose side I'm on, because like when I kind of come out as saying I'm a little bit anti-piracy, that makes me sound like I'm Ubisoft or EA that's putting this like ridiculous
Right.
DRM. But really, like the people who lose in that are the paying customers in the end
Yep.
anyway. So I don't know. I'm not necessarily like if you pirate games and you have a good reason, I don't hate you or anything like that. I totally understand it. I mean, from a certain perspective, maybe it's better to pirate like movies and music if you can't afford them, to make sure that you have good taste. There's some value to consuming media so that you keep your standards high, or your
Right.
personal standards high anyway. But I think if you have the money and you pirate, well, I don't know, pirating to me seems like such a, like, I don't have that kind of time. I would rather just go on Steam and be like, $15, oh yeah, whatever, that's worth me not trying to find a torrent or like worrying about if this has malware associated with it or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm sure Fox is the same way. Like, we don't hate pirates. We're just, that's not something that we necessarily need to do at this point in our lives.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, let's all just be happy and shit.
I like that.
Yeah.
And on that note of happiness, I think it is probably time for us to end this podcast.
You sure don't want to keep on going?
I'm pretty good. It's
All
getting
right.
a little late, but
Yeah, it's only 2 hours and 31 minutes into it.
let's talk about
Shut up.
No, let's very quickly talk about where we can find you guys. So obviously you're already watching this on my channel. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/northernlionlp, and that is pretty much the only social media I use. How about you, Michael A.L. Fox?
I use the old Twitter at Michael A.L. Fox. That's my my Twitter. So that's where you can reach me outside of the YouTube for the most part. That's I check that quite often. So there's that, and of course now that we mentioned earlier with the forums, I'll be scouring the forums. I'll be on them quite a bit, beating up people and stuff like that. So of course,
Cool Guy 69 style.
yes.
Guy 69.
So you'll be able to find me there as well for some pretty more serious and good discussions. So those are the two places. Again, that's forums.savingprogress.com. Go register. Maybe we should get a donate button up, and you guys can give us $1 billion, or no, $500,000, so we don't put ads up.
Exactly.
No ads is like $1 million. Well, 999,999. Anyways,
And we got Josh Smith.
yeah, JSmith actually.
Oh, sorry.
Motherfucker. So yeah, YouTube's user JSmithOTI. OTI stands for on the internet. Twitter is pretty much the same thing, JSmith, but it's an underscore OTI. So, yeah.
What's your
Come
YouTube?
hang out, talk to me there. What's that?
What's your YouTube?
I already said.
Did you say? Okay, I guess I wasn't
Yeah.
listening.
There's a shocker. Okay, so for Mike Fox, it's www.youtube.com/user/JSmithOTI. All one word.
You don't need the www. You don't need
Well, it's
the
in
user.
there. https://
And of
Put a
course,
slash up your colon.
we have some saving progress channels, which are being used to post saving progress adventures, as well as social media stuff that is relevant to all of us.
Adventures. Whoa,
Yeah, Arena,
buddy.
sorry. So that's
We can have saving progress
youtube.com/saving
adventures.
progress and twitter.com/saving progress and facebook.com/saving progress.
Woo woo.
So after you spend the next hour and a half subscribing to all of our social media channels, yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this week. Thanks for joining me, Mike and Josh, for the first time.
Yay! Thank you for having me. It was great.
It was fun. I like you, Josh.
I like both of you.
I don't like
Mike
either
Fox
of you.
maybe a little bit more than good. So I don't like your bald head either.
It's bald.
I called you bald.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.